Oh, hey bitch. Oh, excuse you. Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Well, hello everybody. Did y'all miss me, bitches? It's your boy Chris Avalon, and welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, a show where we basically talk about all the things going on in celebrity news, pop culture, whatever is trending in the world of entertainment. We yap about it on this here show. So without further ado, can you please do me a silent, hit that like button, subscribe button, and also smash that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. And I know I said I was going to take a week off, but there was too much shit coming out. It was too much tea being spilled on the social media. So I had to come back, especially today. Like today, it was so much stuff coming out. And Robert's in the building. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. But yeah, we got a lot of tea to spill. So we got to talk about this damn movie that Lee Daniels made, The Deliverance. Child, that was a mess. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Tamar Braxton was speaking of messes, Tamar Braxton was a hot ass mess at Global Black Pride. I got the vocals where she sounded like she needed an exorcism. And plus, I believe there was some tea that came out earlier that I happened to come across on the Twitter about her and JR are no longer together. And he went on social media and said that he ain't been with her ass for 6 months while she was just all over social media and somebody that's her husband. So somebody's not being honest. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus, there's some drama going on with Nicki Minaj at the center of it. So Cardi B is firing back at critics because people said that posed she did a maternity photo shoot, and on the wall it said "Girl the wall." So we have that tea. Plus, Megan Thee Stallion just did an interview and a cover story with Billboard and says she don't even know where this beef between her and Nicki started. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus, speaking of beefs, Naomi Campbell and Anna Wintour, the fashion girls, is fighting. So they was throwing shade at each other last night up in Harlem while Naomi was getting an award or whatever the case was. And Anna told me she wanted to go to some damn US Open and was mad because the thing happened when it happened. Whatever, girl. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus the story of the hour. Katy Perry is addressing, and this is all the stuff that's been coming out in the last 2 days. Katy Perry is talking about her collaboration with Dr. Luke. She went on a podcast. She was asked about it, and she gave an answer. And we're going to pick it apart and talk about it. Now, also we have Madonna, and this story that came out from Radar Online. Child, I'm not believing a word of it. I mean, I'll tell you what parts I believe, what parts I don't believe. But we're gonna dissect this one too. So apparently they sent her new 28-year-old boy toy, who is an athlete. She has a thing for athletes, apparently. Well, she has since Dennis Rodman days. But anyway, so they said that she basically has got him wrapped around her finger. She got him whooped, and that he's basically her sex slave. I have thoughts. Now, also we have Jada Pinkett Smith went and put her Instagram on private. She shared a cryptic message about her marriage, which has got people wondering, okay, sis, what the hell is going on? It's the gaslighting for me. So we're going to talk about that. Brad Pitt is apparently ready to start a whole new family with his new girlfriend since he couldn't hack it with the old family and the ex-wife. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we got some LGBT news. So Lil Nas X apparently fired his entire team. We wonder what's been going on with Lil Nas X. We haven't heard from him in a month of Sundays. He put out 3 songs this year and they went, triple plastic. Like nobody cared. Kind of like Camila Cabello's career or this new era that she's in. And yeah, so apparently he fired his whole team. He's now living in New York and he's starting anew. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Omar Apollo is opening up about his sex scene with Daniel Craig in this highly anticipated Luca Guadagnino movie, Queer. I'm excited for this movie, so we're going to break that story down and talk about it. Plus, Bo DeMeo said that he planned on spilling all the tea about why he was fired from Disney. And the only way y'all gonna find out the tea, you got to spend a little $10 over on his OnlyFans. So we're gonna talk about that and a whole lot more. So, and whatever pops up during the show, any breaking news, let me know. There were some other stories that I was gonna talk about. Like I want to talk about this whole story about the contract allegedly that's emerged online between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and when they're supposed to break up this month, and a whole lot of stuff, and the whole thing with the NFL and putting her like 45 damn times in a 90-second commercial. But we're gonna have to say that for another time, because it was just way too much going on today that I was like, I gotta make some executive decisions. I can't talk about everything. We'll be on this channel for 4 hours. Not that we haven't been on here for 4 hours before, but I'm a little rusty. I take 4 days off. I sometimes forget how to do my job. And look at me. I'm being demure and mindful today. I'm drinking out of a cup instead of drinking out of, a big old canteen. Yes, he is. It said he back on OF. I mean, child, he ain't making no money anywhere else, and I don't know if Hollywood gonna hire him for anything else post whatever this drama going on with him over at Disney. So, um, I don't know. It just seemed like to me that it was only a matter of time before he started beating his meat for some coin over there on OnlyFans. But we'll break that story down later on in the show. You talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? I'm not buying it either, but look, whatever they getting out of the whole situation, kudos to y'all. And then you got Patrick Mahomes, dingbat wife, over here windmilling for Trump. And I'm sitting there like, why is anybody surprised that you got a half a ninja get with a stank ass white woman who obviously windmills for Trump? I just don't get the colors that be running around here trying to support Trump. And especially you got that half a R word, the people that got the disability. That's what I want. Anuel, who all of a sudden is out here windmilling for talking about Puerto Ricans for Trump. I'm like, okay, sir. Now, how many paper towels he threw at your stupid ass for you to get up there and endorse him in Pennsylvania? Inquiring minds want to know. But anyway, let's get into the show because I don't want to be up in here just like all of a sudden, I was like, I'm back. I'm back throwing the shade. And let me hit my banner. Also, if y'all haven't already, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and smash that notification button if y'all want to know. So that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. He said, word is that relationship was aimed for Democratic voters, double the vote. What? That the relationship, the reason why they got together was for this whole thing about the convention? Or to try to get votes on. Wait, I'm confused with that whole thing. What relationship? You talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? It's like, yeah, we'll say that story for another time, especially because we got speaking of Travis Kelce, I just saw the full commercial for Grotesquerie today. And I don't know what part he playing. They probably got him playing a damn killer in that show. But I will say this, Grotesquerie actually, okay, somebody called it Long Legs, the TV series. I did cackle when I saw that. And if Long Legs, the horror film that's out with Michael Monroe, in case y'all didn't know. And that was his name, Nicolas Cage, looking like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. That's the funny thing too. Y'all been here talking about Long Legs. I'm like, Long Legs is basically a ripoff of Silence of the Lambs. Like, we've seen this shit already. It's kind of like when I watched Deliverance, which I'm about to get in as our first topic, which basically was a poor man's version of The Conjuring, except placed in a hood with a bunch of ratchets. But we're gonna break that story down in a second. But from what I saw, I'm like, man, I didn't really get to get a taste of Travis as an actor, so I don't know. So I'm waiting to see the show when it come out later on this month. So they've been dropping a lot of trailers today. First of all, they dropped the trailer for that. They also dropped the trailer for Monsters, which would be the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, which actually looks pretty good. I definitely want to see that because I want to know the tea with all that. And first of all, they had me at Javier Bardem and who the mother? Chloe Sevigny. I was like, the minute I saw them two playing the parents, I was like, bitch, sign me up. I can't wait to see that series. And Javier Bardem playing an abuser sexually and the other stuff too, because apparently one of the members of Menudo said that the Menendez brothers' father did some touching to them when he was a kid. I forgot that he was a part of that whole ensemble. But they said, world, they'll get married if fans vote. Child, get off my line with this foolishness. Oh, we'll get married if y'all. I'm like, shut up. Who wrote that crap? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna play like this game of if you vote for so and so, then we'll get married. If you don't vote for them, I mean, if you vote for do this, I'm like, y'all playing with y'all whole relationship for a vote or whatever. And people I've seen that there have been some bloggers that are still out here wondering, well, um how come that Taylor has been silent about her endorsement for Kamala Harris? Speaking of which, I need to pull up something because today Beyonce birthday. Shout out to her, the Queen Bey. But there was something that Nico Aesthetics posted and had me cackling. This ultimate read, but we got to get to that. First of all, shout out to Tiago Pantaleo who be twerking his ass off. Um, all that booty. So, and I'm mad because, they decided to play in our face over there at, the Brazilians. They're not on TikTok. I mean, they're not on the Twitter no more because Elon's an asshole. But hold on. We got to pull up this read. This is the ultimate. Shout out to Wendy Williams.
It's pretty big. You've got Beyonce, it's me, Wendy. Happy birthday. 30. It's pretty big. You've got everything that Kim Kardashian wishes she had. A really successful husband, authentic beauty, and a baby. You go, Beyonce, it's me, Wendy. Happy birthday. 30.
I was like, why the hell did that pop up? Hopefully that didn't wind up in my screen. But anyway, it's like I'm over here messing around with stuff. But yeah, I had to post that up there. It was like, shout out to Wendy Williams for that epic read, because it wouldn't be Wendy Williams if she didn't throw a read in. But and Wendy, how you doing? Oh, I need to look that story up because that would have went perfectly. Hold on. So now you adding more shit to the show. And the funny thing is he was gonna have to ask, he was gonna have to answer this question. Or not answer the question, but the question was gonna come up. In regards of hold on. What was it? Oh yeah, because he was gonna have to answer the question because now he's promoting the Joker. So now I gotta add that to the damn show. Anytime I speaking, I wouldn't be right. Huh? Are you well, quiet as it's kept, Joaquin do look like he, 6 cans short of a 6-pack. So I would not be surprised because you know what? That will go perfectly to add to the story in regards to this whole Luca Guadagnino queer movie that we could talk about it on here. But anyway, it's like, look at me. Now I'm having to add stuff to the show in the midst of the show. They talk about that Joker 2 got standing ovation. I'm like, this is what everybody keeps saying about Venice Film Festival. I'm starting to think y'all be lying in regards of the numbers and stuff. Oh, this movie got a 12-minute standing ovation. This one got a 10-minute standing ovation. This one got a 15-minute. I'm like, okay, so now y'all just doing numerics and shit in regards of how many damn like how long. Y'all been sitting there with a fucking timer, literally just counting the time down on how long people been there to stand up and clapping. Like, get off my line with that. I'm not buying none of it. But anyway, I'm gonna get into the show. And it's like, who moves is this? Oh, and I also heard that what the hell that girl name? That one of the actresses from I Know What You Did Last Summer dropped out. So now I gotta do that story. Isabella Merced, I believe is her name. So, or not Isabella Merced, Camila Alves, I believe is her name or something or another. I have to look that up. But I did hear that. Camila Mendez, that's her damn name. I said Camila Alves. Camila Alves is actually, I think, Matthew McConaughey wife name. I'm getting the girls mixed up. And and so yeah, one of the girls dropped out, and I think it's because she's supposed to be playing in the new He-Man movie as Tila. So I was like, so when y'all gonna start this movie? Because y'all just all over the place with this damn thing. Like y'all can't be up in here just like all of a sudden, so about we about to shoot this movie, and then Jesus, it is so hard to concentrate because I'm trying to do all this other stuff. I'm looking for this Joaquin thing and or like a photo, whatever. But I just keep seeing him with Lady Gaga, who looks pregnant and trying to act like she not. But if she, I mean, first of all, these outfits that she got on, god awful. And who did her makeup? Okay, so I found it. Now we can move on because I'm like, the show is not going already according to plan because I had to add a topic. But anyway, we good now. Now I'm done. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I just say he just said I wouldn't. But we'll get into it. And it said my birthday was good. I didn't do anything. First of all, oh yeah, I forgot to say. When I woke up, I don't know, for some reason the room was spinning. That's why I said, and I used the reference. I was like, it felt like the room was spinning out of control. Like my brain was literally doing the choreography from the Impressive Instant, on the Ground World Tour. And I don't know what the hell happened. It was like, was it that maybe my blood pressure or something went up? Because I remember like when I came from work the night before, I got hungry, and I normally don't like to eat late at night because they always say that it's not a good thing to eat late. So I went anyway because I was like, I gotta wait like 20 damn minutes for the public transportation. And I didn't feel like spending a whole lot of money on a damn Uber. So I was just like, let me just run to the ghetto chicken spot, which would be Kennedy's Fried Chicken. If you know, you know. I went up in there and I was like, let me get like some chicken. Then I was like starving. So I don't know why I decided to do this. I went and got me 2 ice cream sandwiches. I was eating like a fat ass. That's why I went to the gym today. So I mean, I worked my ass off up in that damn gym too. So, I got me some ice cream sandwiches. I want to get me some chicken, and then I ate all of that. And I was not planning on eating it. I was going to put it in the fridge, and I was going to lay down, watch some Shutter or whatever, and then go to sleep. Of course, I didn't do that. I decided to eat the whole damn chicken. It was 4 pieces too. Don't judge me. It was a good price though. So I was like, I ate 4 pieces of chicken, 2 ice cream sandwiches, and went to sleep. And then I woke up wondering why my damn blood pressure was up. So, but then I was like, I ain't going out. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just gonna lay down and just not do shit. And so for the past 4 days, I haven't done anything except today when I went and worked my ass off at the gym, then came home. Then I had to try to put a show together because I was like, you know what? I feel like doing a show today. Because I was like, I'm not going to last a week. I already knew I was going to last a week. Exactly. It ain't going to be me doing all that damn standing. Thank you for the birthday wishes. They said the reviews are saying otherwise. Beetlejuice 2 is getting praised. Joker 2 is getting trashed, saying Gaga ruined Harley Quinn and shat on Margot Robbie. I can't wait to read them damn reviews so I can cackle. I'm like, Lady Gaga's a decent actress. She's no Glenn Close, but she's a decent actress when she needs to be. But her doing a whole, first of all, the best Harley Quinn in my opinion will always be Margot Robbie. I can't think of nobody else. I'm not even going to compare the animated series that's on HBO Max, but in regards of best Harley Quinn, I definitely love what Margot Robbie did with the character. And they're doing some stupid music. We already know that he did it for the damn money. I don't know why can't you trying to act like he didn't do it for no check. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Said immersive scrap. Yeah, because Brandy went and said what she said, and I feel like what the audience is getting all excited over it, and the audience is basically um pushing for this, and now the studio was like, oh my god, we're going to be guaranteed to be given like this thing, so now we have to add her to it, and Camilla has to drop out because she is going to be filming the new He-Man movie, and that is, first of all, she's got to train for it. She's got probably going to be filming this movie for about as long as they film Superman, which is probably like a good 6 months. So she can't play the part. So I would bring somebody else in. I would say, I've seen some people say Isabella Merced, who was actually pretty good in Alien Romulus, which is actually doing really good at the box office. And then someone also said Melissa Barrera. Her name was floating around too. But I'm like, why not? Melissa Barrera can't get a job? Why y'all can't hire her? I was like, we like Melissa Barrera over here. So why not give her the part or have her go for it? I would audition. Arlene Sorkin, is she related to Aaron Sorkin? But anyway, let's get into the show. Because I had to add that situation to the situation. Well, I was like, why didn't I even try that before? Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to our first topic. We're already 20 minutes in. We didn't even get to the show yet, but I'll get to y'all questions and stuff in a minute. Let's talk about this mess that was The Deliverance. So I finally got around to watching it. I didn't watch it as soon as it came out. I thought about it, but then I was like, I had so much going on. There was other things that was on TV, or I did go out being a hoe. Don't judge me. But anyway, because birthday weekend, But so yeah. So apparently Lee Daniels is facing backlash over a comment that he made about Glenn Close's character. Now, Glenn Close in the movie plays, I think her name is Arlene. I have to look that up. But yeah, so apparently he had made a comment. Black folks was mad. Black Twitter got into his ass, felt like he was shucking and jiving. Some people call him worse than Tyler Perry. I mean, sidebar, before we get to this whole thing, one person pissed me off because somebody had written something on their page and I commented on it. And they got mad at me because I was like, yeah, just like y'all be sitting up in here with something, celebrating Tyler Perry and them tired ass wigs and all that other shit. Well, first of all, I called him Tired Perry, Tyred, because that's his new name, because his movies is tired, in my opinion. And when I was talking about it, whatever, I did hear some people say, like, well, why you gotta drag Tyler Perry in? Because they two peas in a fucking pod in regards of the type of subject matter they was doing, especially all that excess church stuff that y'all was putting all up in that movie, that she had to get right with God in order for her to defeat the demon that was in her son. And then the other two kids, I think they was in, I don't know what they was in. They was in a foster home, a mental hospital. They was somewhere. All of a sudden, stigmata's happening to the kids. The daughter having her period. Then you got the son eating it. But they said he did off camera, apparently. They said he ate his poop and he threw shit on the teacher. And it's like, so all this stuff that's going on, they trying to say it's demons. I'm like, it's probably child neglect, quiet as it's kept. But y'all sitting up here trying to pretend like it's some demons and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden she's doing all that T.S. Madison speaking in tongue shit that y'all be out here doing. And all of a sudden, Jesus, doing all that foolishness. And y'all sitting up in there, oh yeah, y'all eating it up like it's yesterday's leftover Chinese. And I'm sitting there watching the movie like, this is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. And on top of that, I'm like, this is basically The Conjuring with black folks. Like, except The Conjuring was a good movie. So, of course, Lee Daniels knew he had a turd on his damn hands. Why else would Netflix give secure the rights to the movie? Because there's very few, and it's really hard to find a good movie on Netflix because all their original films are bad. And y'all can't sit up here and say they not. Because if they not bad, then y'all will be watching these shits on repeat. There's very few movies, original films on Netflix that I will rewatch. One is The Old Guard with where's the sequel for that, number one, with Charlize Theron. And the second one is Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. Those are two actually decent films that I can sit and do a rewatch with because they have like a hook to bring you in. But with this movie, I'm sitting there like, outside of her performance, Andre Day's performance, and Monique's performance. First of all, Monique should have been the grandmother, not no damn social worker. Didn't even need, and the people was mad because they was like, the Glenn Close character don't even exist. She was a full black woman, but you decided to make her white. I'm like, that was the only thing y'all was mad about. First of all, the names of the people in the movie wasn't even their names. The mother real life name wasn't no damn Ebony, but y'all want to focus on this. But focus what you want to focus on. So basically, it says, according to the story, the horror film is currently the most watched title on Netflix because it's new. That's what I'm saying. And have led to many discovering the story of the Demon House, which saw an Indiana family claim they were haunted by a demonic presence and swarms of unkillable flies in 2011. With the movie, Daniels, whose past credits include Precious and The Butler, have taken a foray into the horror genre. He even claimed Strange Occurrences played production. Now that I do not believe. I believe y'all just be making shit up. Just so that way y'all can have like one of those poltergeist curse type moments. I don't believe in these people when they be on oh my god, a light fixture broke. or a frame came out of out of whack, or it fell on the floor. I'm like, okay, that's not scary. Like, what are you talking about? You don't hear people on the set of Terrifier talking about strange occurrences happen. No, the only thing is, the only thing they'll say is the actor that plays Art the Clown, the director almost made him throw up because Leone always be wanting to fuck with him. That's probably why. So they said the film, by the end of the film, Close's character is being exorcised by a priest, which shows the actor disappear into one of her roles in a way films have not seen before. Well, here's the thing, according to this article, clearly y'all didn't watch the film because Glenn Close's character was not exorcised by a priest. That scene they're talking about in the third act was basically the little boy whose body had been taken over by that little other demon from the 90s that went and had his family and them killing each other and all this other mess, took over the son, and you started seeing it take shape and manifest. The same stuff they steal from like every other supernatural cliche under the sun, from The Exorcist to the Exorcism of Emily Rose on down. It's always the same beats when they do these damn supernatural movies. Nothing new is brought to the table, but y'all sit and eat it up. I was like, okay, this movie is not original. And that was what was irritating me. That was one of the many things that was irritating me about that damn movie. And then they said that, now y'all already know about the iconic line that I did laugh when she said that. She said, I can smell your nappy pussy. Now, when she said that, I did cackle. And now, of course, the people was mad because y'all had her say that. One viewer shared a clip from the film writing, Lee Daniels, you will pay for your crimes for having Glenn Close say this, to which Daniels replied, had to do it. Okay. Well, that's what you need to tell yourself in order to sleep at night, sir. Be my guest. Now, they said Daniels has repeatedly praised Close for her performance, promising viewers ahead of its addition to Netflix. Y'all are not ready for Glenn in this. Well, he was hyping up her performance throughout the whole thing. Speaking about the role, the filmmaker wrote, every Black person knows in Alberta she's part of the fabric of our community, but we've never seen her on screen before. Thank you, Glenn, for bringing her magnificently to life. We already know people already had issues with him saying that. Now, here's what the people said, because let's take a trip over to Black Twitter. One person said, this ninja added a white woman to a true story that did not involve a white woman and said it's because white women like her are part of the fabric of the Black community. He is objectively worse than Tyler Perry. I'm sorry, he is like if Tyler Perry and Kenya Barris had a baby. God damn. Another person said, so I'm watching the documentary about the house and the family that the Deliverance is supposed to be inspired by. The grandma is Black. At This Is Kashmir is right. Lee Daniels is the actual villain. Ooh. Another person put the fabric of ... whose community? Who is our? Another person put, you could have just thanked her. My God. Another person tweeted, the movie was okay and all, but you might want to pump the brakes a bit with part of the fabric of our community. Another person put, I like Glenn Close, but the fabric of what? So yeah, a lot of people were basically just going in and say something, but it was the funny one. One said, Chad, you threw a few cock-sided wigs on Glenn Close and she's woven into the community, always effing up a good thing with your antics. We were vibing with the Deliverance. Which I will say is true, is that why can't Lee Daniels just make a movie and then let us just get into it and enjoy it for what it is, rather than him always trying to be extra with the antics and all this other stuff? You had, and he wasn't the only one that had Glenn Close and lopsided ass wigs. He had Miss Lawrence in one too. One of them old Monet Exchange shake and goes. I was like, you had her looking a mess in that damn movie, but they was all looking a mess. And another person said, I think you may be painting a wide brush there. I've been a Black person for 37 years. I know not one Alberta. And I also like to ask, what community is she the fabric of? You're dragging it, sir. So y'all pretty much got the hint, or whatever the case is. And then it was talking also about, this is based on a true story, because a woman by the name of Latoya Ammons, who said her family was haunted by evil spirits after hearing unexplained footsteps in the basement and seeing a shadowy figure of a man pacing back and forth in the living room. But how come we ain't seen none of that in the movie? He basically spent so much time with the door being ajar, the son banging his damn head on the door. The door would be open at night. the flies and stuff coming out of the basement. Like if you smell something stink in your house, and this is me channeling my black side, because you know I'm of mixed race. But on my black side, if something is protruding from the basement, we go down there and see what the hell's going on. If you got flies and stuff going up in there, why not call an exterminator or somebody to come up in there and get rid of whatever? And then on top of that, you have the other guy that came to retrieve a dead animal from the basement, and then he like, it's $60. I'm not paying for it, bitch. What planet do you think you're gonna have somebody come over to your house and do an investigation on what might be stinking in your basement and thinking you're not gonna pay for it? If you ain't got the 60, and then on top of that, I'm like, if it's $60, I'm like, okay, throw that shit back down there. If I ain't got the money, I'll get a bag, I'll get a glove, and I'll throw that shit in the bag and throw it in the garbage. Like she wiped shit from her children, all three of them. That should be a cakewalk. And I'm sure she probably had to wipe her mama ass when she had cancer from the movie. So you can't pick up a dead animal? Like it was like the littlest details was not making sense in this damn movie. See, that was another frustration. Y'all can tell by my tone. But overall, I'll say this, look, while I believe that Lee's comment regarding women like Glenn's character being the fabric of our black community was a poor choice of words, we're not going to act like white women like her do not exist in poor black dominated neighborhoods. Like I will say for me, for one, me growing up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, there were plenty of white women that I would see that were like Alberta. They were a part of the neighborhood. They weren't a fabric of the neighborhood. So maybe he need to choose his word, but that's a black homosexual. Gay men are extra, especially if you talk about Lee Daniels. He's very extra with his words and his delivery regarding the deliverance. Yes, that was intentional the way I said that. Now, as for the movie, I will say this, as a horror movie fan, I just thought it was okay. I mean, even though I was throughout the whole story, I was throwing in my little, jabs or whatever the case was, but I thought it was just all right. In my opinion, was not a good movie. Like I've seen so many other possession films that did a much better job. I thought tonally it was all over the place. Whereas like you were dragging things out, and by the time things got going, it was just like the movie was almost over. Because you want to add all this poverty, black people down and in the trenches type stuff going on. And also, riddle me this: if this lady did hair that was always broke, how was she able to afford that house? Was there like a discount or something or another because the house had this reputation of being haunted? If y'all would have played that up, that would have made a lot more sense. Because I'm sure that we've had movies like that before where they have situations where it was like, oh, the house is like real cheap, but there's a reason why the house is cheap because it's haunted and nobody want to buy it. So we have to take like a big pay. Like if y'all would have played that up, but there was things that were implied but not explained, and you can't expect your audience to just sit up there and fill in the blanks on unanswered questions if it's not brought up or addressed in some sort of way. So there was a lot of plot holes in this damn movie. This is me paying too close attention when it comes to shit. And in regards to the supernatural horror, I don't feel like I said, he brought nothing new to the table. And Glenn was good in the part. She was there to chew up the scenery. But what about the main point of this thing is it should be about the story. The over-the-top Tyler Perryism to me, took away the core point of the story. And in my opinion, the film should have really struggled on a single mother trying to protect her kids from supernatural evil forces, and less on the hood rat trauma tropes that that are often thrusted in the film centered on black families. Now, also, I should point out, if I didn't do this already, I did think that Ingenue Ellis, Andra Day, and Monique, they definitely did their thing in the movie. But, and I realized that everybody wants to talk about Glenn Close because she overshadowed, the overall, I think it was her overall look, the hunching. I was going to say humping, but I was like, let's go with hunching Omar Epps. I'm like, damn, is everybody in here gotta have that look? This is the issue that I also have with Rob Zombie films. Like whenever I watch him, he's always like, everybody's dressed up like they trailer trash. Why is every person in the film gotta look like a damn stereotypical hood rat type of character? Even down to when she was getting her chemo, You had Omar Epps, the nurse, with a goddamn do-rag on. I'm sitting there like, now I've been to many a hospital, and I work in many a hospital. I do not be seeing dudes walking around like that unless, I guess, it's smack dab in the hood. But it's like, come on. I just felt like Lee was laying it on thick. Where's the diversity in regards of different aspects of black folks? Not that they all look the same. They all have to embody these same characteristics. Everybody's from the hood, apparently, in his head. And this is why I can't stand about him. Like, I'm feeling like people like that, these black people who are in these positions of power continue to punch down and pander to a certain type of black people in the community and think that's all we want to see. We're not all downtrodden. We're not all in the, scraping by, living in the hood, bums, trying to living paycheck to paycheck, abusing, like you already made that movie. It was called Precious. Like, give us something else. So, and then I'll also say this. By the time we got to the third act, where Ingenue and Andre's characters basically was trying to exorcise the demon from that child, I had already checked out of the film. I was over it. I was just like, anybody got time for this? Like, I just moved on from the whole thing. Her with these teeth was a cackle. And then they showing her, her. I was like, damn, what happened to her head when she took that wig off? I was like, apparently she had the cancer. So yeah, I guess y'all can tell I didn't particularly like the film. But I say all of this to say, what did y'all think? Did y'all get what Lee was saying, but he was just being extra, or y'all really with the people when they were saying that here he go, he always gotta go fuck up the thing by being mad extra on saying some stuff when that ain't what it is. It's just like you could just say that there's a bunch of Albertas that do exist in the hood, but they're not the fabric of the community. And then on top of that, it's just like when it comes to, yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that because I'm tired of talking about this story. So anyway, let me know what y'all think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we got comments. It said Mandalay isn't. What's Mandalay? You said why is Peacock and Max original films good? Well, because HBO has always put in the effort of giving quality over over quantity. Netflix is all about quantity. They just want to flood their network or their streaming service with as much crap as possible, and y'all gotta just weed through it. But Peacock, they pretty much have some pretty good stuff on there. They've been getting a lot of movies. I just watched The Fall Guy, the extended cut over the weekend. I was like, it's a cute movie. I liked it. Aaron Taylor Johnson was an asshole in that film, right? Well, that was what he was playing. And I pretty much figured out the plot halfway. I was like, they in on it. Like that whole plot thing. But I feel like the fall guy, I get why they called it that because he had to be the fall guy for a situation. But I feel like they should have went with a different name. Maybe they should have called it the stunt man. And I did like the fact that they had the oh my god, what's the actor that played the $6 million man? Lee Majors. I was glad that they actually, speaking of Lee Majors, he had a cameo in the movie. It was a cute film, but I could see why it was just too much for everybody to really like invest in. But the stunts was good too. Shout out to 8711 because they do phenomenal work in regards to the stunts. Max films were good, but they want to focus on theaters. But at least Peacock. Well, here's the thing with Max. I am so excited for this new Penguin series. I was in the city earlier, like I was on my way for the job. I was heading to Hudson Yard, and I saw this big old bus with an advertiser for the Joker. I don't give a fuck about the Joker. The Penguin, and I was like with what's his name? Colin Farrell looking like the Penguin and all that. I was like, "Oh, I'm really looking forward to this show. It better not suck." But you know what? HBO Max so far has not let me down in regards of the quality entertainment. I mean, y'all did let me down with House of the Dragon season 2, but besides that, I'm excited for this new show. Yeah, I heard, and I still don't care for Ben Platt, so I don't care about him getting married. I also heard that Joel Kim Booster's engaged too. I said, to a white man. What do you expect the Asians to get with? Another Asian? Ew, why? One of the shows I'm enjoying that's an animated series though is Terminator Zero. That's actually a pretty good show. I'm on episode 4, so I'm halfway through the season because they only do 8 episodes. Sade to return. Look, it's about goddamn time. Sade is coming out with some new music to raise awareness for transgender victims of bigotry aimed from J.K. Rowling, titled Dear Miss Potter. And she better not try my Sade, because Sade will beat her ass. She don't want that, her long jaw. Long jaw don't want it with Sade. And you know, Sade has a trans child, so try her if you want to. Look at you, had to make her come out her slumber to read her ass. And so I saw they did a new documentary on Scott Peterson, I guess. I don't know why I just don't care about the whole Scott Lacey Peterson thing. I've been saying that floating around, but I don't. I even think like back when um the show was even like when that whole story was going around, I didn't care. And everybody, you know, how the industry, the media, they always try to shove that whole Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson thing. But I was just like, I don't care. And that's no shade to you. I'm just saying, it's like it just never was the big thing. But I don't know if you was here earlier, but I did say I'm excited for that monster series with the Menendez brothers. That one looked like it's gonna be pretty good. And they said there was some information that came out in the 80s that the jury and everybody just pretty much just ignored because, and I didn't even know this. I'm like, are they for real with this? Like, people who are older than me, I need y'all to fan out because they say in the 80s, but quite as I don't even think they believe that now, or people still believe that it's possible now. They said that they didn't believe that boys could be sexually assaulted. And I'm like, huh? So in the 80s, y'all didn't think that a father could molest his own child? Like, are y'all slow? Or maybe it was because in the 80s, that wasn't a thing that happened often. But when you look back on people like Corey Feldman, who has been outspoken in regards of the abuse he endured in the 80s, like SA does not discriminate. Or, well, SA as in abusers. They don't discriminate. So I don't know who was out here trying to say. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous back then. Y'all didn't believe that, oh, when they were going around saying the reason why they killed their parents is because their father was abusing them. And then he was torturing. Like there was a time where I guess with one of the sons, he was swimming and he didn't live up to the father's expectations. So they said that he held one of the sons underwater to see like how long he could hold his breath. I'm like, what kind of craziness is that? They said, yeah, I know Sade has a trans child. I ditched Hulu and a few others to save money. Well, I did the bundle with Disney Plus, Hulu, and what was it, and Max. Funnily enough, speaking of Hulu, The View, which is on Hulu, is actually you can watch the full shows on YouTube now. I said, well, what took y'all old asses so long? Like Sherry Shepherd had her damn show. Wendy Williams, all of them had them up there for the longest. They would only put clips, but now they put the whole episode. So y'all can watch. Y'all want to watch The View for free? You can go right over there on network TV is free if you still have it, but you can go over there and watch that show on YouTube. I like Harley Quinn too. I think the new season comes out this fall. Sade randomly coming back after nearly a decade. Well, if you actually know Sade, she right on brand because she come out with an album every decade, or she come out with new music every 10 years. That was always the joke. That the only time that Sade, if it was 10 years, it's time for her to come out with some new music. But it was like, yeah, I do agree with that. But she's old school. Her, Beyonce, a lot of they do that whole mystery thing. I actually like it. I know some people get mad, but it's like, no, why do I have to let y'all know every damn thing I'm doing? Then you're gonna end up out here losing your damn mind like Chapel Rome. Anyone, leave me alone. So and that's why I said like a lot of crazy stuff goes on with people, when it comes to abuse and stuff. And I don't know why people don't believe people when they say they've been abused. They basically said Corey Haim's gone because of what happened to him. And I do truly believe that he was abused and he resorted to drug use when he was going on. Oh, well, I do have Verizon. That's why I got it. A damn mosquito just bit me in my wrist and I didn't even feel it. I hate when them damn bugs, they be creeping up on you. But anyway, but the question remains: when you said this, did your father believe you when you told it, or did you tell it? But anyway, let's move on, and we'll get to your comment later on in the show. And let's talk about Miss Tamar Braxton, who's being read down to the floor for her horrible vocals. So, Tamar Braxton has made a career in reality TV using vernacular dominated by Black gay men and trans women, recently performed at Global Black Pride in Atlanta and came under fire from fans over her lackluster vocal performance. Now, shout out to the Jasmine brand for this stuff, for this story, I should say. The 47-year-old singer reality star drew criticism from fans after her set over the weekend, where she performed Let Me Know in a black mesh bodysuit paired with Chanel accessories. Well, they was reading her when they was talking about when the big C was hanging in front of her vagina, and they was making little comments about it must stand for coochie, because that's how low she had it. Despite her stylish outfit and energy, well, we'll be the judge of that when y'all see. It wasn't stylish. She looked a mess. But anyway, so it said, despite her stylish outfit and energetic dance moves, social media users were quick to critique her vocals after a fan-made video of the performance circulated. Now, you know we have the vocals, because we wouldn't be a messy-ass show if we didn't. You know, I take pride in being and keeping y'all entertained with the mess. I was like, where the hell is it? Oh, I see it. Okay. No, not the JR one. It's this one. We're going to get to the JR one in a minute. But please hold as we play Tamar Tone Deaf.
Do you feel it in your soul? Yeah. No, when you smile, you don't let go. You don't let go. For so many things, I'll give you.
I said, I don't think we'll get flagged because they ain't, the algorithms ain't even going to recognize what song she's singing because the vocals was a mess. But look, we all know Tamar can sing. But let's go into what the people said, because I did have a cackle. Some people said, went in on her because at once upon a time, Tamar threw a little shade at Candy Burris over her vocals. And this is what the people said. So one person said, his name is Real Deal Chris, said, not the universe swinging back at Tamar Braxton for calling Candy Burris Billy Goat voice last year, and now she went to a festival with vocals winded and fried to the mic. Another person who decided to defend Tamar said, Tamar is a vocalist through and through. All singers have bad days, but let's not get it twisted. The girl is talented. A third comment shifted the focus from Braxton, humorously suggesting that her fiance, Jeremy J.R. Robinson, was responsible for the performance. So I blame that white man. Tamar ain't got no business singing like this. And many times she went a cappella on Braxton Family Values. Another person said exactly why she needs to focus less on baddies and Bigo and more on being in the damn studio. We want Tamar Braxton, not Tamar Nunn. Child, no, y'all did not just throw and read her with the Natalie Nunn shade. I didn't even know she was dealing with baddies and Bigo. First of all, Bigo was the poor man's fucking Twitter. That's Twitter. That's TikTok for the ratchets. That's kind of like Rolling Loud is like the ghetto version of Coachella. It's the same thing. But I didn't know she was over there messing with Lemmy and them over at Zeus. I don't watch nothing Zeus related, so I don't know what's going on over there at the as I like to call it, the Ninja Nonsense Network. Another person said, I need artists to normalize canceling or rescheduling a performance if their voice isn't on 10. Like the Tamar Braxton, I should say, shouldn't be caught slacking like this. She had a lot of great love performances enough to know this was clearly a bad day. Well, here's the thing. This was Global Black Pride. Tamar knows that her bread and butter resides in the money from the gays, from the sissies and punks over there in Atlanta, especially since that's where she resides. Or is it Los Angeles? I can keep track, but you already know. Atlanta is Black Hollywood. That's where all the gays is out there living, the gays and the trans. Shout out to all of y'all. And why would she cancel on that situation when that was, like I said, Global Black Pride? She's not going to give that up. That's just not some any old show or any old performance. So I totally see why she didn't give it up or decided not to, cancel. But I do agree where they were saying like she had a bad day. They all have bad days. Everybody has bad days and moments. And this goes to also show y'all that a lot of y'all don't realize is a lot of these tours and stuff. When y'all be watching these people, they have that playback playing louder than them. So y'all don't be hearing when they out of breath or they off key or whatever the case is. A lot of your faves be doing that. But Tamar was up there giving y'all a show. She was dancing. She was moving around. She didn't catch her breath. And that's bound to happen. Nobody sounds like perfection when they dancing and singing at the same time. It's just she didn't catch her breath correctly. Child, she didn't go through the Beyonce school of performance training, which Beyonce was in heels, running on a treadmill, learning all that breath control. Shout out to Matthew Knowles for that. Say what you want about him, but he had them girls on point when it came to getting them in lockstep with the performances and how to catch our breath when you're up on that stage and making sure the vocals was on point. Another person said, and we're going to get off this. They said, I was there and she sounded terrible, like for real. Another person said, not too much on my girl. Pride was a bad day. I'm going to say Pride was a bad day. And another person said, she was talking ish about Candy. Another person said, I honestly never cared when powerhouse vocalists had a rough performance because the way this lady is gifted. But I like the fact that there's some people that's not going too hard. And it's like, I get it. She has a bad day. Everything will be perfect. Which is true. And they said not to be a stan, but whenever I see videos like this, it reminds me of why Beyonce is Beyonce, because she didn't dare give people this, even if it's in a Bojangles parking lot. Okay, now speaking of which, apparently y'all was up in here trying to blame that white man as to why Tamar's vocals was sounding a mess. Maybe because apparently they not together. It's probably why them vocals wasn't together. Because y'all sitting up in here thinking that she with Colonel Sanders, but according to him, the man that run the KFC, he said that him and Tamar ain't been together for 6 months and they trying to play up their whole little friendship or whatever the case is. Hold on that, because then she went and said something or another that, apparently JR was out here laying low and spreading it wide with a 25-year-old. So we got that clip because y'all need to see this mess. Please hold.
I'll be very clear. I've been single for the last 6 months. We have been trying to identify what that looks like, closing one chapter and figuring out what it's like to be friends again. I've been very specific about my boundaries. I've been very specific about where we stand as friends. Go date anybody you want. I'm going to date when I'm ready. I am emotionally unavailable to you, and I'm physically unavailable to you. Now, birthday comes up, plans are put in place. Of course, I want someone that I consider to be family to be involved in that, because if anybody knows her, she is big on birthdays. I don't lead people on. I'm very direct. Listen, if anything that you're doing or that you want to do comes with an agenda, I don't want to be involved in it at all. I don't want you to be involved in my birthday plans. I don't want you to come to Turks and Caicos. This is not a reconciliation time. Whatever you decide you're doing is because we're friends and because I'm still being involved in my son's life. I still would love for you to have a relationship with my children, but not to the extent that you make up these stories that aren't real. I went to New Orleans. I booked my room at Four Seasons on booking.com and didn't realize that the card I'm using, which also ends in the same 3 last numbers, was tied to something that we booked several months ago. No harm, no foul. We're talking $900. Stop it. While I'm in New Orleans for a funeral, my really good 25 plus year friend who passed away, I spent time with his family. I extended my stay because I needed time to reset. So I get a call yesterday. Hey, did you stay at Four Seasons? Yeah, I did. In fact, I extended. I gave them my card and everything's good. Why? What's up? Oh, well, I got a call about some chick who used my card at Four Seasons. I said, that's not possible. This is funny. Ha ha ha. What are you talking about? Well, I thought we can friends. We can talk about it, but this is laughable. I didn't stay with anybody at the Four Seasons. I'm not seeing anybody. Wasn't on a date. None of that. If I was, you're my friend. What do I have to hide about that? I'll just say cooler heads didn't prevail. And next thing you know, I'm on her story and I'm being accused of things which are just blatantly not true. I have never led Tamar Braxton on. I never will, nor will I. There are people, hate the name drop, but hey, Carlos King, you got me involved in this. You're part of the reason why we became friends. But I've been very clear about my boundaries. I've been very clear about wanting to have a friendship.
Okay, so it's about to stop. So that's why I had to post it, well, stop it there. I'm sure if y'all Google Schmoogle over on the Twitter or whatever the case is, y'all be able to see the rest if y'all can. But it just goes to show to me that, Tamar, you need an exorcism. You need some holy water thrown on you. You need to figure out what is going on with your life because you are a mess. Like, leave this clear person alone. He clearly done said that he don't want you. He only want to remain friends, which I don't even know how y'all going to do that. Because to me, it's like, if you're going to be friends with somebody, y'all got to be able to figure out how to make that work without sex being involved or feelings being involved, that y'all need to be, you know what a friend is? That's somebody that y'all actually hang out and there's no sexual type of feelings there. There's some people that can actually do that. But I just feel like Tamar, at her big age, is just too damn sure to be willing to come to that place where she could be cordial with someone without thinking that, oh, I need to question you about who this chick that you had on this day using my card or whatever the case is or what the hell he was saying. But it just seemed like to me that he's just very upfront and direct about what he's saying, and you trying to create more or put more into a situation that he's not willing or ready to be for, which a lot of times men are like that. The men are direct and upfront about what we want. Most of us, not all of us. I know I am. I'm very upfront when it comes to expectations or situations when it comes to relationship. Now, if you want something else, you better go find somebody else to fulfill that because you're not getting it from me. I don't care how hard you try to push the narrative. And I think that is basically what he's trying to say. And I do agree. Carlos, you are messy. But I understand the reason why he's doing this because, nobody cares about them Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and all them other tight-ass spin-off shows he got. So he got to be up on here doing what we do, which is jumping in the podcast gossip space and getting them exclusive interviews. And you do what you do very well, I might add. And you conjure mess, which is how we got all that stuff that was going on over there with Funky Dineva sticking his foot in his damn mouth and saying what he wanted to say, and Omar having to cuss his ass out, and them two going back and forth and the whole TGIL drama while you sat there, sipped your tea, and try to act like you was completely innocent in the whole situation. But you know what you was doing, sir. And now you have this thing going on with her and Tamar and him. Because here go the receipt. Please hold. Where apparently they said this situation, well, first of all, somebody need to learn how to spell played, because it's not spelled Payed. This is what happens when you start messing with these fucking 20-something-year-olds. Y'all can't spell two, to know the difference between two, and two, as in T-O, T-O-O, and T-W-O. And then don't even get me started on that King, the one that looked like Mars Simpson, Long Lost Illegitimate Love Child, who out here all of a sudden got a new girl pregnant. Can't even spell two fucking Morrow. This new generation, some of y'all are doomed. But anyway, so said paid in my face for a 25-year-old SMH to my jewelry, took to your jewelry. What the fuck does that mean? Took me to Turks, and all along I had a whole tramp. I hate you. Okay. Child, I ain't even gonna decipher that. They said Tamar Braxton claims she got cheated on by her colonizer with a 25-year-old 2 weeks ago. She said he was her husband. Child, I'm over this with him. And Tamar, good luck to you, girl. That's all I gotta say on that. Them vocals was a mess. Just take time to get to, and first of all, and y'all also need to cancel the Braxtons because that show is a mess too. Y'all don't know what y'all doing over there. I'm tired of y'all weighing in on this whole, Tracy's dead. What are we gonna do? We're just, don't get me wrong, mourn your family member. That's all great and everything. But, and I don't want to sound like I lack empathy, but to me, when y'all making this whole show about her, when y'all couldn't even stand her ass when she was alive, the way y'all was acting. And then on top of that, because y'all was mad at her when she was the only one that showed up to film, when y'all was trying to pull up friends and stand in solidarity so that way y'all can get y'all little money, because y'all was hating the fact of how they was lowballing y'all over there. Because, like I said, y'all the Kardashians with talent, but they didn't want to play the black people. They want to keep lowballing people. And Tracy was the only one that showed up to work. And now that she had the esophageal cancer and she passed away, and now y'all up there, it's like y'all don't even like each other. And until Tawanda revealed why she can't stand Tamar, this is going to be a one and done season. So I know it was a whole lot to say and all that, but I had to combine all that up in there. But yeah, Tamar, that performance was a mess. And I saw like shout out to Dylan Burnside, who was talking about his sex scene with Billy Porter, and y'all gonna leave Billy Porter and them bottom teeth alone. Y'all always talking about his bottom teeth. Yeah, we know that he can only afford the top part and the bottom part is like rotted. So I don't know why, y'all just be out here reading Billy Porter bottom teeth down to the floor, looking like my old dresser drawer, and it was brown, the outside. So, the dresser drawer is what I'm talking about. It looked like my brown dresser drawer is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let me shut up and get off this story. Let me know what y'all think of this story in the comments down below, speaking of which. But anyway, so ciao. I think I'm just in a messy mood today. Did I read this one already? It said also a 2 to 3 years to tour to make up a coin, then go away until the band needs money. Well, look, people need to do better by saving up their stuff. Even the cops came by and didn't do anything to. Well, that's stupid. I was like, I don't know how people are called and y'all don't do nothing. Like, what's the point of having y'all? This is why LaFace was only interested in Tony Michelle Braxton. Okay. But I will say this. I do feel like Tamar finally got her launch, her big career break because of Braxton family values. The fact of the matter was, because she was married to Vince at the time, who, was behind Lady Gaga and all that stuff, he was smart enough. Well, I don't know if it was collectively or with just him pulling a lot of the strings, but he was smart enough to use that reality show to parlay Tamar to success. And her using the show to put out her album, her solo album. That's what I meant, not sophomore. I don't know how many albums she put. I think that might have been her sophomore, because I do believe that Tamar put out an album once upon a time and it went nowhere because nobody cared. And I guess she didn't have the promotion behind her because everybody was all about Tony. They're like, oh, we don't want to hear no sisters, the Braxton sisters. We only know Tony because Tony was a big star. And apparently in the world, we can't have more than one family member being famous. I don't know who came up with that rule, but apparently the industry be trying to act like that sometimes. So Tamar was able to find a way, and that was like the big thing at the time, when you could use reality TV to parlay your career into something bigger and better, like a music career. Unfortunately, none of them bros over there loving hip hop could figure that out, but Tamar was able to do it. And then we saw, because she was social with the sister, people was liking all the isms that she was doing, Get Your Life and .com and all the isms that she stole from the gays and the trans girls of color. Quiet as it's kept. But so there was all of that. And then, what happened. And then she was able to parlay the music and stuff. But it just seemed like she got so caught up in I think her head got too damn big. She got too caught up in the reality TV stuff, because another quiet moment that has been kept. You do tend to make way more money in reality TV and endorsements and all the other stuff than you would in the music business. So I can see why she got caught up in, doing Big Brother, doing the Surreal Life, doing the Braxtons, and then Tamar and Vince and all stuff. And I think like her family resents her. And what irritates me, since we talking about Tony Michelle Braxton, is the fact that how was Tony not able to do the same thing that Tamar did? Why didn't her people use the Braxton family values as a way for her for a musical comeback, or to release a new album, or whatever the case? Yeah, she would drop her songs and premiere things on the show, but she really wasn't out there in the trenches using the show to her advantage. It just seemed like she was so focused on, we're filming these scenes with my sisters and the drama of it all, and not thinking of the bigger picture, which is, use this reality show. This is a trailer. This reality show is the prelude, the trailer to the bigger and better thing. So I'm going to use this show as a way to promote all the things I have going on, which is what many people do when it comes to the reality TV stuff. You use it to promote your book, you use it to promote your music, you use it to promote your new film, you use it to promote your perfume, or whatever the case is. You need to channel your inner Jennifer Lopez when you be doing these reality shows and we talk about all the different things you got coming. That's how people buy your stuff. But she ain't do that. Tamar was the only one that was smart to do it. And I think there is resentment from all the other sisters. Because what Trina got going on besides messing with that old stupid husband of hers? We already did a video on that, and that was blowing up. Sidebar. Another video that I noticed that blew up overnight, and this is why I know y'all just love it when I talk about the adult cinematography, especially when it comes to the white folks. My Timothy Champagne video that I did a couple of days ago that I decided to finally cut up and throw up on the thing already got over, I think, almost 3,000 views and a lot of comments. Which goes to show y'all just love the porn. Y'all love when we talk about porn on YouTube. But then again, the cops didn't do anything. Oh yeah, when you did say that your father was abusing. But once upon a time, when I went to school with some bruises, I think I probably told y'all this. The what they call it, CBW at the time. Now it's CPT or I don't even know the acronyms anymore. But yeah, I think it was like BCW. They used to call it back in the day. And they saw the bruises on me because I got a beating because I was acting up. So, but that's how my parents used to resolve stuff. We used to get whoopings, but they saw it and they were going to put me in foster care and all this other stuff and take me out of the house. And they asked me in a room in private, do you want to go live? I mean, do you want to be removed from the house? And I was sitting there like, no. Because I was like, and even then when I was a kid, and I was probably like 7 or 8, I knew like, okay, so y'all take me out the house and I end up in the system. Like, what's going to happen? I'm going to end up being put from foster care to foster care or whatever the situation is. Like, you're going to take me away from my family. Like, I wasn't willing to do all of that. And my parents weren't like bad people. So I knew that that wasn't what they were going to do to me. Again, after that. So I used to be somewhat famous on Bigo in 2021 when I was 16. Came back last summer for a month and left again. That's why I said, yeah, I was like, I don't, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like Bigo. Like, from what I've gathered on there, like when I would watch certain things or when friends of mine would send me videos, y'all just be getting up on there trying to read. And then I would look at Milan Christopher. I'm like, sir, you are too damn old to be up on there at your big age to be up on Bigo trying to read girls down to the floor. And it's not just him, it's just a bunch of, and it's just the age, like you said, the health reads, which they like to you bring up High Five and all this other stuff. Then you get Graylin Purnell up there, all the ratchets be up on there, tight ass faggots be up on Bigo trying to read down the girls with a bunch. I'm like, your reads are late. Y'all need to get out more. Like, this is the best y'all can come up with. I'm talking about somebody health read or trying to read something on somebody else. I'm like, unless you've been to my motherfucking doctor and you are my primary care physician, what the hell do you know about what I'm doing? Unless a lot of y'all be out here telling people y'all damn business in that way, where y'all be sharing y'all little health updates or showing people your medical records. I'm like, well, damn, y'all don't know how to keep shit to yourself. That was like somebody said to me earlier when I actually cussed out a lady in Dunkin' Donuts this morning because she pissed me off. I went up there, showed her my phone. I was like, excuse me, because first of all, they had my food and my coffee, and I'm trying to catch the damn bus to go to the gym. So I needed my coffee and I needed my food. And they had it on a table far away from me to reach. Like, I couldn't even get it. It's not even on the app counter or whatever the case was. So I'm like, excuse me. And she goes, what? I was like, excuse you, bitch. I said, first of all, you better check your fucking tone. I was like, I didn't say nothing nasty to you. I'm like, I'm just trying to show you my order. Like, calm the fuck down. It's literally what I said to her. So I posted this on social media. A friend of mine goes and says, video if it didn't happen. I'm like, so I had time to actually pull up the thing and record me cursing somebody out in the moment when I'm actually showing them my order in an app. Like, how am I do that? Like, make it make sense. But I was like, some of y'all that work in the service industry, y'all need to find y'all a new goddamn job. And that reminded me because one of my other friends who I'm trying to sleep with, he knows it because I'm flirting with him. He was telling me that he was doing an Uber Eats order to the motor vehicle, and he was talking about the people there were just now. I said, yeah, I don't understand them people that be working in the motor vehicle office. They all got attitudes. All I know is you come at me nasty, I'm gonna cuss your ass out. I'm matching energy. You know how we Virgos do. We don't start shit. We match your energy. So if you come at us nasty, we're giving it back to you. And also, I want to shout out T.S. Madison. She said nobody was out here defending over the fact of her whole thing with the trans male that was giving her ultimatums about. Oh, first of all, I didn't know about all the extra stuff when she was talking about that he didn't want her to show her genitalia and stuff while he was blowing her back out with the toy that he wanted to put up in her. And she was like, I want the meat. I want throbbing meat. I want the seed. I want all of it. She said nobody was defending her on that other part. Well, I know she wasn't talking about me because I was going in on the people, the people that was calling her misogynists, because that's not where she was coming from with that. She was telling her story and people were getting mad at how she was giving her delivery. I'm like, I guess y'all don't know her because her mouth has always been lethal in regards of how she talks. But anyway, it says she got paid for it. If she backed out, she would have to give up the money. Exactly. And you know what? These people that perform at these pride events, speaking of which, NLE Chopper also performed at Black Pride, Global Pride. And I knew he was going to be doing it. And I told a friend of mine that she was, I know that's my client. And I'm like, sis, I had to tell you when we was on the phone for like 5 hours that he did an interview with Zach Sang and was talking about how he was, you know, an ally. So we just had to agree to disagree in the situation because I'm not going back and forth. I remember our conversation at damn near 4 in the morning when we were talking about a whole lot of stuff about the industry at that. But yeah, she was just like, she is a friend of mine, is somebody who represents him among other celebrities, and and was telling me some things. I was like, yeah, LL Chop has always been an ally. Like he came out and said, oh, like he didn't know what ally meant until it had to be explained to him. But you know, I just saw a clip. Ew. When did that happen? I'm like, damn. So, well, I think Beyonce has been in the industry for a long time. Like, she's been working at this whole situation for like what, since she was 14. This business is not for the kids. I'm sorry. And I shared this. Oh yeah, that. Well, I don't know if they called it. I don't think they called it CPS when I was growing up. They called it BCW, which sound like bestiality. I don't know why all of a sudden my brain goes to that, but it was like, yeah, BCW, which is, I believe that's what they called it back in the day. It's 4K, right? Oh, you look. Oh, you look. You went and looked because you know I can't look because I'm live. He said it's at 4.5K right now. Your video about gay porn is always getting viewed because it's yeah, that's why I think like a lot of people, and look, I had somebody say earlier, they was like, oh, I love your show. You are a cackle. Well, I'm paraphrasing with the cackle part. They said because I'm funny. And they from France. So shout out to the French that be out there watching too. I know I'm worldwide, bitch. I'm joking. But anyway, do you know Tyler banned some Playboy from Twitter? Hey, what's that? What's that? Crack? No, I don't know. Tyler Bansom. I may need to look him up. I probably do know him if I look at who he is. But you know, these days I don't be knowing names, and a lot of these people, even when they adult cinematography porn stars or whatever, I mean, adult entertainers, they be changing their handles and their names and stuff on social media. So I'd be like, out of sight, out of mind. He said, yeah, I remember that scene in Jeffrey where he was going over his sexual history, looking at papers and asked how many people he's been. Yeah, some people be nosy in that way. And I guess like when you yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, is that Bill Coshay? I don't know why I could remember that's what it was. The word, the term. I call it that. Because we can't be saying the other word on here. You know, algorithms and things. Speaking of which, I had to go through it the other day because they was talking about they was going to take down the thing because I didn't update my information on getting monetized for YouTube. So I was scrambling, having to put all that paperwork in so I can get my coins. Cause shit. But anyway, let's move on. I know we've been rambling back and forth, but look, it's been a couple of days since I've been here to do this show. So it is what it is. But anyway. Excuse me. Where are we now? Where are we up to? Okay. So let's move on. Let's talk about Cardi B, who apparently is being dragged on social media because they said that she intentionally did this maternity shoot to throw some shade at Nicki Minaj. Now, she has every right to do a photo shoot or whatever on a maternity, you know, a maternity shoot, I should say. She has every right to do that. However, what they were saying was she all of a sudden decided to stand in front of, and then it said pedophile on the back in graffiti. Well, it was written in the graffiti. So I will say this: I didn't initially see it at first until it was pointed out. But let's take a trip over to the gram so that way y'all can see it. But I'm sure y'all probably have seen it by now. If y'all haven't, for context, we like a little photo situation ourselves. So Cardi B is defending her maternity photo shoot after she was criticized for posing in front of a sign that had the word PDF file written in graffiti. The 31-year-old singer, who's experiencing her third child with ex-husband Offset, took to Twitter on my birthday of all days, September 2nd, to address the criticism over the photo shoot. In the images shared on her Instagram account, Cardi B was sitting on a motorcycle wearing a gray matching bra and pants and a long multicolored leather jacket. People also dragged her because she's wearing Balenciaga. And if y'all know the story behind Balenciaga, y'all will understand why people was throwing shade at her over that too. It's like, well, y'all should be surprised with her being messy with that because, of course, the controversy behind Balenciaga and some of the things that they've done in regards to their designs in their shoots. As she had her hand under her baby bump, fans were quick to question why she posed in front of what appeared to be a garage door, which had the words PDF file written in the background in white graffiti. The writing was also over blue and white bubble letter graffiti that read the word homesick. Now, she was met with criticism in the comments of the post, with some people claiming she was so weird for posing in front of this background. However, amid the backlash, you already know that Cardi was going to get on social media and address the people for critiquing, because that's what Cardi does. She has to address every little thing somebody says to her. She said, first of all, we literally picked a random street because paparazzi was hounding us everywhere. This was supposed to be my original first picture, and we had to edit the photos in minutes because the shoot got leaked, the WAP singer wrote on X. Oh my God, I said the wrong word. It's Twitter. Now, after once again acknowledging that she didn't originally notice the white graffiti in the background, she criticized fans who claimed that her maternity shoot was a joke. They said, LOL, wait, why there's, okay, it's why's there, not why there's, but whatever, y'all already know, me being the English teacher. Why is there pedophile written on the wall? Laugh emojis or crying emojis. That's what they had, like 3 of them. Is this Nicki shade? The other person put out, I just want to know why do y'all write the way y'all talk? Pedophile in the back. Y'all couldn't paint over that, or was it intentional? Another person put PDF file. Is this a shade? Is this a shade? Okay, we know you're not a homosexual. You saying, is this a shade? Another person put having the word oh my Lord, they done spell pedophile wrong. I can't. We gotta move on. We gotta move on because the people if y'all go on try to come and make a comment, can y'all at least make sure that y'all shit actually is grammatically correct? Now, Cardi did say, didn't even have time to go over every detail because people were busy trying to expose my pregnancy as aha moment. Second, I'm always with the shits. I'll just say it because that's what you're saying. But I'm not using my maternity shoot to be funny. Are you dumb? Well, another fan responded to Cardi B's post, which claims that she's a whole celebrity with a PR team. She once again hit back in a separate post. She defended her team on the set of the photo shoot who didn't notice the graffiti or the word PDF file before telling critics to leave her be. A team, bitch, my makeup artist touched up the picture because we don't have time for all that. It says the date and the time. Nobody was paying attention to the graffiti. Second, if I wanted to be petty, I would have posted a lot of memes last week. I keep telling y'all to leave me the F alone. If I'm saying I'm not on that time, don't make me get on that time. Unrisk yourself. Okay, Cardi. First of all, I'm not buying what she's selling. She said over here saying that her team didn't have time to go over every detail. Now, this was the first time. Wasn't it a while back that when we found out about the pregnancy? We found out about the pregnancy at least, I would say, 2 weeks before this video came out about Kenneth Petty, actually, and Nicki lying about his whereabouts and his fact that his father wasn't in the room while he was being interrogated. First of all, you cannot interrogate a child without a parent. They show on the video that he was, as being underage, that his father gave permission for the police to interrogate him about the SA of Jennifer Huff. That video came out last week. A couple of days later, I don't know what the timeline is because I heard about this story probably about a day or two from today. So I think it was like over the weekend when we found this out. Well, yeah, it was September 2nd, which was Monday. This is when all of this stuff started coming out about this. When I'm sure if it was September 2nd when she dropped the thing, did this maternity shoot come out on Sunday or Monday? I don't know the timeline. I don't know the numbers. I don't be sitting up in here just, keeping track of every little thing like a lot of the sleuths do on social media. I'm just here to report the news. So I don't have time to be sitting up in here and doing timestamps and all this other stuff that she's claiming. She had a photo shoot. I think we have the picture. Hold on. Or maybe I didn't post it up. But there was another picture. It might be in this carousel. Or maybe it's not. Hold on. Because there was another picture that she did. Like when this picture came out, this was August 10th. This photo also, this is when we first found out about the maternity. So this was a month ago when she first did the shoot and stuff. This came out 2 days ago. Okay, now I'm looking at the Instagram thing, the timestamp, 2 days ago. So how you still doing photo shoots? Like if you was going to sit up here and tell like your pregnancy or whatever this other case, why did you drop all these photos a month ago? Because that was around the time when you first made the announcement. You knew exactly what you were doing. Like I like you, Cardi. I like your music. I like your personality. But you up in here trying to act like that you didn't know what the hell you was doing. Who is buying this foolishness? And you tell us that nobody noticed that in the picture and that you don't have a team of people that can edit things out. Like I've done many of photo shoots. If there's something going on in the background, the photographer's paying attention to every little detail and they know to remove things in Photoshop. That could have been taken out. That was intentional. You know what you were doing. Stand on business. I hate when people sit up in here and try to sit and act like, oh, y'all just gonna leave me alone, or you gonna gaslight. And then when people call you out on the lit match the match that you lit, now you want to sit up in here and act dumb. Now, I'm not saying Nicki is innocent either, because y'all been trading jabs and throwing shade at each other for years. But we know that's what this is. You threw a jab at him because that was what you was doing. Just own it. I'm tired of people, y'all backpedaling and not just being honest. Huh? Katy Perry, we about to get into that bitch. I mean, well, yeah, we about to get into her soon too. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so who else was you talking about? If she tried to say like, oh yeah, I wasn't even addressing Nicki or whatever the case. Oh, so who else was you talking about? Are you saying Offset's a molest? A pedophile? Is pedophile the name of your sophomore album that we've been waiting damn near a decade for? It was definitely a swipe. So stop it. And also, I know, like, look, I don't particularly care with this whole situation, especially because, we had the recent thing that came out with Kenneth using the F word as a slur, towards the LGBTs in a video that Nicki put out, I guess, in response to the whole video coming out about his interrogation. And he piping up in the background, dropping the F-bomb, and the gay fans is mad. I'm like, where the fuck y'all been? Y'all really surprised by the people that Nicki, the company she keeps? Like, I grew up in New York. I grew up in the hood. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, lived in Queens. I know how the Kenneth Petties talk. I know how they feel about the community. So him dropping that F-bomb is not a surprise to me. And the fact that Nicki didn't address it, or you can't be saying it on camera or whatever. Like, what was you expecting her to do? And I would not be surprised if when them cameras is off, she ain't looking at y'all as a bunch of faggots too. So I don't know why people being surprised over the fact that you have a lot of these so-called women that live and eat up for the gays or whatever. Oh, they love you when you gotta beat they face to get them glammed up, to put them in a nice little outfit, to put comb and brush their damn wig, and make them look like every bit the drag queen they want to be. They live for y'all when you got to do your job, but do they respect you? No. at all. And I'm sure that a lot of y'all that were mad are going to be there on Saturday when she performs at Madison Square Garden. So I say all this to say, well, that's if you're in New York. So what do y'all say about this? Are y'all buying what Cardi B is selling in regards to this whole story? Or do you feel like, okay, she was being messy, and now when she's being called out for being messy, she doesn't want to own her messiness? And that's why I say, if y'all gonna be messy, stand on business. Stop trying to play and gaslight the fans and trying to act like y'all didn't know, you ain't know what the hell you was doing, or it's a coincidence. The paparazzi and the people are following us around, but y'all still was outside doing a photo shoot. So you trying to tell us that the paparazzi, the one, the camera people, the paparazzi, whoever was following you around, didn't stop and still track y'all when you got out the car to do that quick little shoot on a motorcycle? Like, I'm not buying it. You can sell that to all them other gullible people, but sis, I've been in this industry for long enough to know that's some BS. So let me know what y'all think of this story in the comments down below. Still love you though, girl. Yeah, the skin is gone probably because I got a tan. Another one. Oh yeah, and I had to get rid of that facial hair. I was like, it was time. And then I could see like my damn grays is coming in. I was like, I'm getting old. But how you doing, Sailor Mermaid? He said, I think it was an actual accident. She's tired of the bars making fun of her. I mean, look, I will say this, that coincidences do happen. It can just be so happen, like, you know what, this is a cute little spot. I like this motorcycle. Let's jump on it. It was just coincidental that that was in the background and it was our mistake and we missed it. If that was the intent, she could have just been like, you know what? My bad. I did not realize that that was on the wall. We fucked up. We're going to remove it. So you're right. I would have did that. I would have said that. The problem is when you deal with people with egos in his business, you think Cardi B is going to give the satisfaction to people to the one up on stuff? She's a Libra. I know how you Libras are. Y'all hate admitting when y'all wrong. As I pour my water. I told you I'm being demure today. I'm drinking out of a cup. Demure and mindful. I feel so bad for that Jules chick. She can't even make money off of that turn. But yeah, so I feel like, yeah, if it's true that if it was an accident and that sort of thing, I would have just owned up to it. It was like, yeah, that was my fault. There was an oversight on all of our parts. Because here's the thing, even though I'm very much hands-on a lot of stuff when I look at photos and things, if I'm not going to be able to catch everything, so I also will leave it up to the photographer and people that the team of people that I'm working with to be like, if they catch things, like look at it, really pay attention. But I understand when you're always go 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 go. She's busy. She's got a lot of things going on. I would have just been like, yeah, that was my fault. But like I said, Cardi got an ego. She is stubborn as hell. She's not going to admit when she's wrong about stuff. So she's going to be like, I'm just going to go and curse people out on social media because it's easy for me to do that and play the victim and be like, leave me alone when, sis, you started this mess. But like I said, a lot of people in this industry, a lot of y'all got egos that don't want to never admit when y'all fuck up. And it could have been an oversight. Just own it. She is messy. Messy boots. I still love you though. But look, like I said, everybody gets it on this show. It's like, even if I like you, you're gonna get the critiques. And Madonna gonna get hers when we get to her story. That's coming. So let's move on from Cardi B to Megan Thee Stallion, who's also speaking out on, her situation with Nicki Minaj. So, Megan Thee Stallion scored a #1 hit in the form of a Nicki Minaj diss song to kick off her new era. And the opening of the 2024 rap wars, she had no clue how she got involved in, because the recent story is she did an article with Billboard, which I'm going to pull them pictures up because this was on her Instagram. And I was like, shout out to Megan. Megan look good. If I was in the vagina, I would definitely be to get up in them guts. But she got her new man, and her man's name is Tory. I'm like, sis, you couldn't have found you another man of all men, you find somebody named Tory. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So they said months after the rap's beef rap beef, the rappers rap beef. Why would they put that twice? But anyway, that's variety. Shout out to y'all. Months after the rappers rap beef kicked off a year of diss tracks and hip hop hits, Megan is reflecting on the face-off in a new interview with Billboard, saying, I still to this day don't know what the problem is. This is what she revealed, going on to say she doesn't even know what could be reconciled because I to this day don't know what the problem is. Megan also acknowledged her position in rap, saying she almost takes it as a compliment that she is considered an artist worth dissing. Saying, if people feel like I'm somebody to aim at, then I must be pretty high up if you're reaching up at me, she said. I must be some kind of competition that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I could rap because if I wasn't the shit, y'all wouldn't be worried about me. If you wasn't the shit, you'd be a fart. I just had to go to that stupid ass Ice Spice lyric. I'm like, girl, and we seen Miss Down syndrome allegedly on the Ozempic. So that's what they said. The people said she got Down syndrome. That's not me. I'm just reporting what the people saying. So they said the drama between Nicki and Megan erupted online back in January when Minaj released a one-off single called Bigfoot that was pointed against Megan, which was trash, by the way, because, she basically just regurgitated all this 72-hour rant stuff that she was saying and put in a rap song. I'm like, girl, it was no element of surprise because we heard all this already ad nauseum. And then, because she got all mad over the fact that Megan Thee Stallion said on these hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start. So the whole thing about doing the research, Megan's law, it was pertain to mean about S offenders, which means that Nicki believed that Megan was taking a shot at Kenneth Petty, which of course sent her in this all-out rage, which of course I told, like we said before, started that whole 72-hour rant. I'm like, sis, did you even go to sleep? Did you wipe Papa Bear ass before you went on and decided to go on this 72-hour rant? Apparently not, because she went on this ranting. She went crazy. She went and had a little rage moment. And that's this whole back and forth started. And now they don't like each other. But I feel like it started a while ago because I had to do the research. Because I was like, so what is it about Megan and Nicki that why they don't like each other? And I had to look it up because I was sitting there like, I even forgot. Because Megan's like, well, I don't know why she mad at me. Maybe y'all didn't have this conversation, y'all didn't address it. It just little subliminal things started to happen. And then all of a sudden she realized she was in a beef. Because like Megan was saying, I was busy off doing my own thing. I'm busy, focusing on that bag. I was in school. I was working on music. I'm, trying to solidify myself. I'm going through the things on my label and trying to figure out what I need to do career-wise, while you over here just mad at me for no damn reason. But I truly feel like the reason why these two, the whole beef started was when Megan worked with Cardi B on WAP. I feel like when Nicki came on board and worked on, what was the song that they worked on? I totally forgot. They did she jumped on one of Megan's songs. And then I guess everything was cool or whatever. And then Megan went off and decided to work with someone else. And I do believe, I don't know if it was this article or somewhere else, but she did say, I think it was probably in a previous article where she was like, I feel like as an artist, I should be allowed to work with whoever I want to work with. Like whatever issues that Nicki and Cardi have with each other, that's between y'all two. I'm not getting caught in the middle of y'all drama. If I want the opportunity to work with Nicki, of course, that is, she is someone who is the ultimate GOAT in regards of what she does, in regards of being one of the most popular female rappers out. So why wouldn't I want that opportunity to work with her? Now, you have this girl coming up who is on everybody's radar, getting invited to all these events, sitting front row at Fashion Week. Hollywood loves her, all these things. And now she's got this music career that's popping. Her album has been very successful. She's won, Grammys, just like Megan won some Grammys too. So why wouldn't I want the opportunity to work with Cardi? I should be able to work with whoever I want to work with. I don't have issues with other women. I don't fight other women. I don't have beefs with all these other girls. Now, if you got beef with me, then okay, we're gonna take it there. But for the most part, if the opportunity presents itself and there's some talent I see in you, and you cool, we cool or whatever, I want to work with you. No harm, no harm, no foul. But we already know Nicki is someone who is extremely insecure. That we got to call it out. We're gonna call it out all the things. And she was feeling the way. She didn't like the idea. She didn't address it at first because she did kind of play it up and took the high road and was like, congratulations, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then in January of 2021, I believe, she silently unfollowed Megan to when Megan followed as well. And then Nicki came out months later with a diss track or a song where she took shots. I won't say it's a diss track, but she came out with a song where she took shots at Megan. And then it started this back and forth because because Nicki and Cardi have this thing with each other that it was like, and we've seen this play out many a times where certain female rappers have had to take a side. Not so recently, Akbar and Akbar dusty ass jumped on social media doing subliminals talking about that how she go hard for certain people and they don't appreciate it, whatever the case was, and people was thinking, oh, was she talking about Nicki? That those two fell out now? They not cool no more? Because she was if anybody was windmilling hard for Nicki, it was Akbar and wasn't getting nothing out of the situation. I don't know who windmills harder, her or Big Back Ra Ali. One of them two. So that's what happened with that. So I truly believe that is the catalyst of all of this. The fact of the matter is, Nicki don't like Cardi, and Nicki's the type that, oh, if you're gonna be hanging out with me, if I'm gonna give you a feature, if I'm gonna be doing this, that, and the other, then you need to be Team Nicki all the way. And it's like, first of all, last time I checked, my mama dead, and I'm thinking Megan because her mother is in the ground, as Nicki liked to have reminded us on Bigfoot. But it was like, if my parent is not here, you are not my mother. You have one child, and he ain't a girl. So you're not going to tell me who I can have alliances with, or who I can be cool with, or who I can socialize with, or who I can do a feature with. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm channeling Megan. And this is how I rock regardless. It's like whatever your issue is with certain people, I'm grown enough that I'm not getting caught up in y'all mess. So y'all figure that out. But you're not going to tell me how to run my business, who I can collab with, and who going to give me my coins. Now, you can go over there and do what you want, but you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. So if y'all want to see the rest of the article, I did post it on my website, chrisavalon.com. Like, there's a link to the whole Billboard article. It is pretty good. Like, she talks about performing for Kamala Harris. She talks about why she went independent and why female rappers are basically overshadowing men in the MC department. And she is absolutely right on that, because quiet as it's kept, I don't really listen to a lot of male artists. There's exceptions I make with some guys, but for the most part, I do listen to more female rappers than men, and the girls are stepping their pussy up because I think we get fashion, we get bars, some from some, not all, because some of y'all girls should not be out here rapping to begin with. Ice Spice, but Sexy Red, I can go on, or as I like to call her, Chlamydia Barbie. But anyway, let me know what y'all think of this story. If y'all have any more to add to the situation, why y'all think that Nicki got issues with Megan, let me know in the comments. But for the most part, I think the whole reason why this whole thing started is because Megan did a feature or collaborated on WAP with Cardi B. And she tried to act like she wasn't bothered by it, but she was bothered, clearly, because of the fact that Megan also said that Cardi has consistently kept in touch with her. Like, they've been cordial, they speak on the phone, they hang out, they really do real girl shit with each other. And I guess maybe Nicki's not somebody that's like that, and that's perfectly fine. If you're a dude's girl, then that's good. Like, I was born and raised in New York, so I know plenty of girls that are more friends with guys and get along more so with men than they do with women. Because women can be funny. I know how women can be sometimes. But for the most part, there's some girls that are just tomboys, and if that's you, then that's you. Don't force yourself to do something that you don't want to be doing. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we have some comments. Speaking of which, honestly, I don't even think the Megan's little bar was about Nicki. It was about Drake, who actually dissed her and said she lied about getting why am I always drawing a blank with these emojis? Surgery, right? Because and look, if she went and did what she had to do to get some surgery, whatever the case was, who cares? Like, if any of us had the ability, the coins, if we had the dollars, in the words of Pepper LaBeija, shout out to Paris is Burning, one of my all-time, I call that the gay Bible, by the way. If you had the dollars to be able to go and get surgery or to get something changed up on you, we'd all do it. And there's nothing wrong with that's what it was. You said pow pow. I was like, what's the needle? Well, was that supposed to be a book? I said, I mean, look, some people out here thinking she had surgery too. When she lost all that weight and stuff, it was talking about, oh yeah, she on the Ozempic. Everybody apparently is on Ozempic. Like, that's the only word everybody know. It was like, it's kind of like demure and mindful. Y'all heard Ozempic and y'all act like y'all just discovered fucking America. Or, you just discovered cheese for the first time. I don't know. We're trying to come up with something. But I'm just like, you said Nicki just blew it up until the whole thing. Meg said a hit dog gonna holler. And that, you know what, you could be onto something, because there have been stories about Drake liking the kids. And I'm not talking about, playing around and doing like some Barney and Friends singing, I love you, you love me, we want a happy family. I'm talking about child touching, that he's a alleged pedophile. So there have been stories about Drizzy. I don't know if they're true or not, but I'm just saying the stories is out there. I don't be up in Drake bedroom. But so yeah, she could have been making that comment about him, but yeah, then Nicki hears something about, oh, this is about pedophiles and stuff. Oh, you talking about my husband? So now I'm gonna do I'm like, bitch, I'm not even thinking about you. Like, what is your problem? So now I gotta come out with a whole damn song on my new album to come gather you again, because you came for me in a song that had nothing to do with you. But this is what happens when y'all be listening to all these people on social media be acting like they PIs and shit, and pulling up information and then getting these celebrities all hyped up to get on social media and start windmilling each other verbally back and forth. Y'all start listening to these fans that just be sitting there with their little popcorn and they drink. Their orange drink, if you know, you know, and starting a mess while y'all just beefing for no reason, but they just enjoying the show. Hot Girl Summer, thank you. I was so happy when they made a song together. It's not the first time Nicki has made a song with someone she eventually fell out with. But yeah, and she does have a track record of getting into situations with girls and falling out with them. You fell out with Megan, you fell out with I think, didn't she and Cardi kind of weren't they cordial at first before they wound up falling out? And then she was cordial with Ice Spice. Now they ain't speaking. So the list goes on and on. And it comes at some point that when you constantly get into situations with people, you got to look at the source. And it's like, okay, sis, you clearly are the problem. Because how is it that you falling out with all these people, but then you see all these other people not falling out with people? He was like, now Drake definitely got work. Y'all remember when Mariah Carey had the fake abs at one point? They drew them shits on and she went on live TV to perform and people called her out on it. Child, her makeup team, I know she fired their ass after that. They forgot to blend. How you gonna draw them abs on and then blend it? You were supposed to make it look like Beyonce. Remember when Beyonce used to have that strong tan and her stomach looked gold? So the gold. Megan has more number ones. Does she? I'll take your word for it. I have to look that up. And they said the X. It was targeted at both of them along with. It could have been talking about. I mean, it could have been a double entendre that it was like, oh, It wasn't just a shot at Drake. It was a shot at and you know who's man too, because Oh, thank you, because that's what it was, and I do believe that Motorsport is when the drama between her and Cardi happened. when it was on the set. And I think Offset, it was I think wasn't it an Amigo song or something or another? Look, this y'all taking me so far back, I can't remember. Because so many things be going on in regards to the artists and you know, people breaking up and making up. And no, I know we know you meant the Megan's Law bar. I got what you meant. We were talking about that. It was talking with them because it was like, and look at you spelling it the same way I be saying PDF files, because you know we can't say the actual word over here. You gotta work. You gotta you be clever around the algorithms and things. So yeah, I'm just like, look. At the end of the day, everybody's out here is grown. People just got Nicki, just do what you do and leave these people alone and let them work on what they're working on. You're a loner. Stay over there with your man and your child and make your music and call it a day. Because you're clearly not a girl's girl. And that's fine. Not everybody is. I told you, and growing up in New York, I knew plenty of girls that just prefer to hang around guys than girls. And not on a sexual thing. It was just they relate more to hanging around dudes. Less drama. And let's move on from one beat to another. Let's talk about the fashion girls are fighting. So get out your shade coupons because the fashion icon girlies are fighting. The fashion world gasped and clutched their pearls as supermodel Naomi Campbell and Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour traded. Well, actually, they threw Venetian blind shade at each other on Tuesday at a New York Fashion Awards show. So it was the 17th annual Fashion Show and Style Awards on Harlem's Fashion Row, where Campbell received the Fashion Icon Award. Wintour was supposed to present, but the chronically late supermodel apparently tested the patience of Wintour, who they say eventually exited stage left. Because she was like, oh, I'm tired of waiting on her ass. So I guess she didn't even present her with the award. But Naomi defended her situation because she was like, she didn't even know. Well, we'll get to that because the reads were a cackle. She said, wait, does Anna Wintour sound British? Because I was going to channel her for a second. But I'm a very punctual person, and I have the honor of presenting tonight to someone who is often late. Okay, let me stop doing Mrs. Doubtfire. So she basically said, and KJ like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't whispering like Janet Jackson. I was talking okay. I was actually talking a little clearly so y'all can hear. But in case y'all didn't hear, let me be serious and actually stop playing with y'all. She said, I'm a very punctual person and I have the honor of presenting tonight to someone who is often late. And the crowd started laughing. And so Wintour left after her speech. Then they said a source familiar with the situation exclusively told the Post that Campbell was not actually late to the event. She was slated to speak at 7:27 p.m. and arrived at the event at 7:26, while Wintour's speech began at 7:15. So the people behind the scenes, I guess, was being messy, and they wasn't upfront and honest about what happened. So y'all got these ladies up in here fighting, and y'all wasn't being upfront and honest about, okay, with the whole punctual. Maybe it was just lost in translation, or y'all was like, oh, you're going to have her up there at 7:15, and you got Naomi showing up at a different time. When you ever had her on the side of the stage or in the audience or whatever, so that when I present her, she get up there? But anyway, let's continue. So they said the insider said Campbell and her team showed up to the venue just as Wintour was leaving. Now, Wintour, according to the source, wanted to leave early so she could attend the U.S. Open. Wintour was photographed at the tennis tournament on Tuesday with her daughter, B. Schaefer. Now, we do have that picture as well. Please hold. But there's Anna Wintour on stage doing her presentation in her little dress. And this is the same outfit. Do Edna Mode ever change that hairdo? Cause I can't with Edna Mode. Edna Mode be getting my damn nerves with that cut. A new cut, a new color, a new hairdo. So they said the source said Wintour's departure was disappointing for the three young designers who were at the event and were hoping Wintour would see their showcase designs. The insider also clarified that Campbell didn't know what Wintour said about her, but did know that Wintour left early when it was her time to speak. Now, Campbell took the stage after a second introduction from Harper's Bazaar editor-in-chief Samira Nasir, and she used her speech to clap back at Wintour. She said, yes, Naomi's always late. This is what Campbell began. But I believe in my high power, and I want to thank my higher power for having me be here. It's so important that I'm here today, and I'm honored to be here in Harlem. Everything is going to work out the way it's going to work out. It wasn't my choice to have that other lady. I'd much rather have this, she said, gesturing towards Nasir. I'm like, not that other lady. She sat up there and referred to her as the other lady. Well, hold on, because we got to show. I told her, get out your shade coupon. Look at that face. Naomi is so damn shady. I am here for it. The crowd audibly cackled and gasped over Campbell's "the other lady" comment that was in reference to Wintour. She said, I have to speak my truth. The supermodel also said, I've always been unapologetically truthful, right? So why should I change it now at this age? I would have been like, at this big age. And you know, Naomi ain't putting up with shit from nobody. She don't care who it is, including in Wintour. Now, I will say this. Wintour and Campbell did compliment one another on their respective speeches. It's funny, it's like, I throw the dagger, but I'm gonna also give you a compliment. I said, well, that's kind of like how I throw shade. Like I'll throw a dagger, but I say it with love. And that's what they was doing. That's old school shade. I'm glad it still exists. So Wintour said, Naomi is honestly one of the most fearless people I know, a quality that was evident at the very, very start of her career, when she began to speak the truth about inequality and injustice. And this was at a time where it was not so common to do so. Naomi's bravery has benefited the entire fashion industry, the Met Gala chairperson added, though I can tell you that being on the receiving end of that fearlessness can be, what can I say, quite exciting, but it was her honesty that made her so incredible to be around, a muse and inspiration for designers. Campbell in her speech gave a shout out to Wintour because she did take the time to come here and give me the award even though I wasn't here. So thank you, Anna Wintour, for your support in my career from 1987, meeting a young Black girl from South London in British Vogue offices and taking a chance and giving me a shoot. This is what she said and went on by saying the following. And so I thank you for your influence and your continuing support in pushing fashion forward also. Well, you think they're going to make up after all of this? I'm like, the shade of it all. I'm living for it. But I'm like, look. Maybe, like I said, it was a whole situation with the timing lost in translation. Because if you tell somebody, okay, I'm there at 7:15, and then Naomi goes on at 7:30. Well, they said 7:27, and Anna did hers at 7:15. It kind of makes me wonder that she want to be in and out real quick because she want to run over to Queens. Because from Harlem to Queens, that is definitely a drive. I already know. I took an Uber one time from Harlem to Queens. This shit almost cost me $100. But not that she have to worry about that because she's in the Wintour. She got a driver. She can get her out. They can get her out there. She ain't get on no damn train. I already know that. Edna Mode does not get on no damn train. So getting out of the Queens into the U.S. Open, and here's the thing. Thank God I decided because I was actually supposed to work the U.S. Open. I was like, I ain't working around them uppity white folk. Will not be doing that this year. 12 hours on my feet dealing with attitudes. I may do it in 2025. But this year I was like, I can't. I got way too much stuff going on. But I understand, like, if you want to go to the U.S. Open or whatever the case was, child, the U.S. Open is here for another week. I think it's up until Saturday. I think Saturday is the last day. I'm not sure exactly the day, but I do think that's Saturday because I do know that they're doing an after party with Galantis on Saturday. I saw that ad today. So they tell me, get your tickets because they said the 7th. When is the 7th? The 7th? Yeah. Wait, I'm looking at August 7th on the calendar. I'll be forgetting to change my calendar in the office sometimes. But yeah, I think what's today? Oh no, the 7th is a Sunday. That's what it is because today is the 4th, which is Beyonce's birthday. The 5th is a Thursday. Wait, today's Wednesday, right? Look at me, I'm bugging. The 4th is a Wednesday, Thursday is the 5th, Friday is a 7th is a Saturday. I knew I was right. I'm sitting there second guessing myself. So anyway, so there's all that going on. But you know what? I like Naomi, yes, she has no problem saying it like she means it, and that's why we love her. And, a lot of people probably discount what she's saying or whatever because she had this reputation of not being able to handle her anger or whatever the case was. That was then. We're not going to always hold people's past against them unless you're not willing to learn from your mistakes or whatever the case was. But look, they had a little spat. I'm sure that, when they see each other in person, it's like, typical whatever. And then they'll just read each other down to the floor and call it a day, sit front row, look at all the fashions. She'll be walking the shows because Naomi still walks, um, for a lot of the iconic designers. So it is what it is. And I feel like it's not much to do about nothing, but I just thought this whole story was a cackle that you're giving somebody an award and y'all just reading each other in front of shocked audiences. I'm like, who's shocked? I mean, all them gays and all them people up in there, y'all should be used to the reads and the roasts and the gags. But anyway, so I'll say what to say. What do y'all think of this story? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. He said, well, I guess Naomi isn't getting an invite to the Met. Can you imagine if we don't see her? Wait, isn't the Met this year? Are they having another one? I could have sworn they had the Met before, right? But I think they had the Met earlier this year because they couldn't do it last year because of some stuff. What was it? Writer's strike, COVID, whatever. I can't remember. Child, we've been in a shit storm for the past couple of years. I don't even know. Things have been kind of shifted off its axis. The Oscars supposed to air 1 month. They pushed it down, and the Emmys and all this other stuff that was going on. So I wonder if they're going to do 2 a year because of what happened before. So I do wonder, isn't the Met Gala supposed to be coming up soon? I know New York Fashion Week is about to come up. I think does it start tomorrow or next Thursday? I think it's next Thursday. It's been so long since I've done New York Fashion Week. I don't even remember what day it's on anymore. I don't think she's changed her hair. No, Edna Mode ain't never changed that. She got the signature look. She got to keep it up. Because then, you see Edna Mode coming. You already know when that haircut is what it is. You already know it's Anna Wintour's coming in the room. I've heard that story too. I mean, she inspired many a character. Wilhelmina Slater, Miranda Priestley, who, funny enough, you got Vanessa Williams playing her in the play for The Devil Wears Prada. But anyway, let's move on. And let's talk about Katy Perry, another one who's a mess. Now, I was going to play the clip, but I don't want to get demonetized because I don't necessarily know if the Call Me Daddy podcast is going to try to come down on me and be like, oh, you're playing our video. So I'll just read you what Katy had to say. So she, an interview that she did that popped up today, the Call Me Daddy podcast, I told her it was a bit, all of a sudden, before that, on Beyonce's birthday, everybody came out with their mess. So in a new interview, Katy Perry briefly addressed her collaborations with songwriter and producer Dr. Luke Gottwald on the recent singles Woman's World and Lifetimes. Now, in an interview with Call Her Daddy, released on Wednesday, September 4th, the pop star who's 39 noted the producer who worked on some of her biggest hits, like I Kissed a Girl, California Girls, and Teenage Dream. He has a thing for girls, apparently, and was involved in nearly a decade-long legal battle with Kesha, or as they used to call it, K-E $ Huh. Remember that? Who was the one that called that? Was that James Vanderbeek? I remember like when he did that video, it was like K-E $ Huh. But anyway. And they said that, yeah, the decade-long legal battle with Kesha was one of many collaborators. She said, I understood that it started a lot of conversations and he was one of many collaborators that I collaborated with. But the reality is it comes from me. This is what she said of Dr. Luke, who's 50. They love to point out somebody's age. The truth is, I wrote these songs from my experience of my whole life going through the metamorphosis, and he was one of the people to help facilitate all that. One of the writers, one of the producers. I'm speaking from my own experience. Okay, but here's the thing. Wait, let me just finish what she said, because she said more. She says, when I speak about Woman's World, I speak about feeling so empowered now as a mother, as a woman, giving birth, creating life, creating another set of organs, a brain, a heart. I created a whole ass heart, and I did it, and I'm still doing it. Meaning what? You pregnant again? Or you just talking about raising your child? She continued by saying, I'm still a matriarch and feeling really grounded in that. That's where I'm speaking from. So I created all this with several different collaborators, people I've collaborated with in the past, from Teenage Dream era, all of that. But here's the thing, you still didn't answer the question. Answer the question, Claire. Answer the question. Please be able to tell me what movie that's from. But anyway, I don't understand why she just couldn't answer the damn question or just don't address it at all. Because I'm sure when she was interviewed by the girl that's I don't even know her name because I don't watch Call Her Daddy podcast. Like I reference the show a lot on here, and we've talked about it on whenever she's interviewed certain celebrities or whatever the case is. But and she had to read the question from the card. I'd have just came out with the damn question, but I guess whatever. I don't know if she was nervous, whatever the case is. But the thing was, you didn't answer the question. You didn't say, why did you have to work with him? You could have worked with any other producers and stuff on this record. You don't need to work with the same guy who has this reputation of abuse. From so far, we only know one person. I would have been with her if she would have just been upfront and honest and say, you know what? Kesha and I, we were cool at one point. We had a falling out. And, oh, wait, she wouldn't have said all that because then they would have been like, oh, she's doing this out of spite. But if you're saying that you don't believe Kesha and the accusations of her saying about Dr. Luke because she didn't like the contract she was in, quiet as it's kept, everybody pretty much get a shitty damn contract unless you real smart and you got the right people in your corner that knows how to get you the coin title that you need to get out of your contract. But for the most part, a lot of people sign on to shitty contracts. So I don't understand why she gonna act brand new all of a sudden and be like, well, I want to get out of my contract. And that's what people feel like that's what Kesha did. There's been a known story going around the industry. I've even had people DMing me this stuff. I'm not going to reveal my sources, but I've heard people say this. They said that Kesha and her mother, PB, are known to lie about things in the industry, including this assault situation that she's accused Dr. Luke of. If you are someone who did not believe that Kesha was being truthful in regards of what she said that Dr. Luke did to her, and she pulled this lie to ruin this man because she didn't want to be in a record deal with him, with the Kemosabe Records. I believe that is Dr. Luke. She didn't want to be in that under his thumb anymore. She didn't want to be in his contract. First of all, he produced a lot of her biggest hits. So if she didn't want to be locked in that contract anymore, and this was the drastic measure she decided to take in the situation, then you could have just stood on business and just been like, I don't believe Kesha. If she would have said that, I feel like some people would have still been pissed at your answer, but at least you were upfront and honest. And I have to applaud you for being that. But since you're going to sit up in here and backpedal and sidestep and dance around the hateration and the holleration and the dancery of the conversation, then it's a bunch of BS. And I feel like at this point, Katy, you pretty much are continuing to dig this hole even deeper. I feel like you pretty much is making people look like you just a dumb bird that just don't care. That I do feel like that the only reason why you have collaborated with Dr. Luke on this record, you talking about this is motherhood and babies and eggs and brains and titties and hearts and shit. I mean, we could sit up in here and do a whole episode of Grey's Anatomy vocal stuff, music style, like you trying to do. But it doesn't equate the fact that all these songs you put out are basic as hell. The songs sound dated. So I'm not buying this story that you're trying to pull out. Well, this is my life. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, girl, these sound like a bunch of old ass, retreaded, leftover cutting room floor tracks that your label, Capitol Records, forced you into a bunch of damn studio sessions, brought you a bunch of old ass demos, and you're just trying to breathe some life into it. But the songs are more lifeless than anything. So I just really wish you would be honest about this whole thing. And I do feel like a lot of people are not buying what you're selling. And I feel like, just as in the words of Whoopi Goldberg, girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. When she told Meg McCain that a couple of years ago when she was on The View running off with her wide-ass mouth. It's just like, stop talking because you just continue to bury yourself even deeper in this situation. And I feel like there's no matter what you say, because you're not being honest, This album's gonna be a flop, especially in America. Now, I know she's gonna do Rock in Rio. I heard it's sold out because she'll probably have she'll be doing. You know what? Somebody also said Chaperone is like Katy Perry in a lot of ways, where they make kids bop music. When they said that, I cackled because it's like I don't get the appeal. Basically sounds like kids bop, and I'm like, you want to know something? Once you get past the hype and the fact that Chaperone songs do get caught up in your head, it do give kids bop tease. H-O-T-T-O. Like it feels very much Teletubby, Barney and Friends, Kids Bop. It does give that. And so does Katy Perry. Well, her music. She'll probably have a bunch of damn men in shark, costumes dancing to California Girls, like she always does. Or a giant turd or whatever the stupid stuff that she had on that damn, residency in Vegas. So I just feel like she is just so desperate for a hit, like it's the 2010s. And if you want to forego all your morals just to have the same success you did with the Teenage Dream and the Witness era, just own up to that. But she's not going to do that because, like I said about Cardi B and the whole situation earlier, her ego is going to get the best of her. So she's not going to do that. Now, some of the comments, and then we can get up off this. I said the following because when I saw the video floating on the Twitter that I wanted to play for y'all, but I was like, I'm not going to take that risk. I was like, why is Laurel trending? That must be Laurel from the challenge. I gotta watch that. Oh wait, I forgot. Today is Wednesday. But anyway, so they said, but if Dr. Luke was doing this to her daughter, she would be singing a different tune. She was left in the 2010s for a reason. Another person said the way she didn't even answer the question, LOL. And then somebody goes, wait. So she still chose to work with Dr. Luke, even though there were several collaborators she worked with in the past. Another person said, as a mom, she should know not to support predators, alleged predators. They said this is textbook deflection. This is another person said it, ignoring the question and inadvertently supporting the opposition's claim with its negative side effects. And here's the thing: if she was a good damn reporter, and I didn't see the whole thing, so I don't know if she did. But if y'all seen the video, let me know in the comments. Like, did she push back a little bit and be like, but yeah, you still didn't answer my question? I don't think she did, because some of y'all just be so happy to have a celebrity in the room with y'all that y'all don't really push and really get to the. It's like, but yeah, but still doesn't explain why you decided to work with him. I understand that this is why you came up with this thing, and I'm sure the chick asked Katy, can I ask you about the question? And Katy prepped herself, or her team was like, yeah, they're going to ask you the question, and this is what you say, or whatever the case, or that's the best she can come up with. But I would have really sat down and thought about, okay, what am I going to say? It's the fact that I just want to work with the same team of people that have always given me like some of the biggest hits. That's what you could have said. Or like I said, the whole thing about you don't believe catch up. Just say that. So I'm not buying what Katy's selling. She's full of shit, and just say, like I said, you want to collaborate with the same people that gave you your biggest hits from Teenage Dream and Witness, because you are trying to regain that, that the iconic status of having the big hits that you had back in the 2010s. But with them mid-ass songs you was releasing, girl, that's a time that has long passed, because the music industry is not bumping them dated ass dance beats. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think? Are y'all buying what Katy Perry is selling? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, you said nothing comes from her, so she's so disingenuous. She has no. Okay, like a lot of these girls up out here. That's like when I saw somebody wrote Sabrina Carpenter is single-handedly the new princess of pop and saving pop music. I'm like, if you Gen Zers don't get on my line with that bullshit, I'm like, saving pop from who? Because it damn show ain't Sabrina Carpenter. And that's no shade to Sabrina, but it's like, girl, you got to do a whole lot more than just releasing, like making out with Jenna Ortega and Rohan Campbell and beefing with Camila Cabello and some damn Shawn Mendes. I was watching a video on YouTube earlier. They were set up here talking about why Camila Cabello's album flopped. I'm like, because nobody was buying that era she was trying to sell. You didn't need a whole video for that. I could have, zhuzhed that up in 30 seconds or less. And it said, this is more of a oops, I grabbed the wrong drink type of mistake. She wants to be considered a role model and released a female empowerment song produced by a predator. That's what turned. And first of all, that song didn't feel anything female or empowering. So what the hell was she talking about? I got no kind of empowerment from that song whatsoever. It was just horrible. And then the video was all wrong too. And remember, she's supposed to be getting the Video Vanguard Award at the VMAs next week. Is it too late to take back the no? Because MTV gonna stand on that foolishness. And look, we'll be here talking about it. I don't know if I'll be able to do a show there the day after, because I think I'm working that day. I'm gonna be busy next week. So I'm gonna try to squeeze in, time to talk about the VMAs and all that other stuff, because I know I'm definitely gonna have to watch. Wait, when is the VMAs on? Is that Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm gonna have to check. I said that Hot to Go gives me Cyndi Lauper vibes, but it's a little too brash for me. Okay. But I do like, Cyndi Lauper had better songs, no shade. Sabrina relays on Bowls and Pretty Privilege too much. I like some of her songs, but I just wish they were more. See, and that's the thing too. I just feel like a lot of this new generation, y'all want so bad what my generation, and this is no shade of Gen Z. I don't know if it's the fault. It might be the industry, the way that it's changed. They didn't breed talent the way that my generation did. Like, who is y'all generation's Britney? Who is your generation's Kylie? Who is your generation's Beyonce? Who is your generation's Madonna? Y'all just be pulling all these mid-ass artists and then be like, oh, they're the queen of pop. I'm like, the queen of pop? First of all, say what you want about Britney, but Britney definitely has influenced a lot of the pop girlies. People always use her album Blackout as a blueprint. So, so there's a lot of that when it comes to the things. But I do agree with you though about the whole Pretty Privilege thing and how some of her songs do lack personality. And I think that's what kind of pulled me out of listening to that album. I did listen to the whole thing. I sat and I struggled, because I told y'all when it came to Bormani album, I couldn't make it past 4 songs. When it came to Camilla Born, I couldn't make it past 4 songs. It might be a Fifth Harmony thing. A lot of y'all be putting out these mid-ass songs. I can't make it past like half the record. Then on top of that, didn't they say that she already released half the album as singles already? So how you up in here? Oh no, they said that was Ice Spice. The Ice Spice basically gave y'all an EP and just threw a bunch of previously released songs on her album. But anyway, so yeah. So I do agree. I was like, these songs lack personality. Where's the energy? Where's the personality? At least when you listen to Britney and Christina and Madonna and Kylie and Beyonce and all the other girlies that was going on, Gwen Stefani, like they had personality. There were ways that they stood out. This new generation girls, y'all all just trying to do the same damn thing. Oh, okay. So it's Wednesday. So I might be able to do a show on Thursday or whatever the case is to be able to watch it. There's something else. Oh, I gotta check to see my schedule to see if I'm working Sabrina's concert. I think I might be. But it said next Wednesday. Oh yeah. So I said that already. So it said don't forget. Oh yeah, Child Chaperone. Yeah, she was getting dragged because apparently she had canceled that date in Europe. I think it was one date that she didn't reschedule. She rescheduled 2 of the dates, but didn't schedule one of them. Talking about that she had scheduling conflicts. It wasn't scheduling conflicts because I'm sure you had those dates locked in for the tickets of your tour before you went to the VMAs, or before the VMAs decided what day they were going to do the show, who they was going to nominate and perform and all this other stuff. She's doing this because this is going to be her way of gaining more of a following. So she's going to have them do that. And I'm like, one of the things I was brought to my attention, I'm like, you're absolutely right about this, is the fact that why didn't Chapel just be like, do her tour? They could have just filmed one of her live performances of one of her biggest hits of the moment and just broadcast it from where they were. MTV has done this before. When artists have been on tour, they did it last year. I forget who it was, but because nobody ever remembers what happened the year before, right? Who wins, who performs, that sort of thing. So She could have used that time as a way of giving us, she could have just showed us the live footage of her performing. But I guess her being there is more, they want those ratings to go up. So, Chapel, I understand, she's human, all this other stuff, but you need to pick a struggle. Because one minute you don't want people taking video of you with pictures, asking your autograph, which comes with the territory. No shade. The minute you step outside your house, you a public figure. Like, I do have empathy for boundaries and stuff, but the minute a celebrity, you step outside your door, you're a public figure. You shouldn't get mad. You know who said John Cena? Shout out to him. He was saying that he was like, you know what? I may be going through something bad or whatever, but you know what? That's a 1 second moment for people. They don't know what you're going through. I mean, yeah, they should have empathy or whatever, but they're so excited. They're stumbling over their feelings, their words. People get socially awkward. They don't know how to it takes a lot for them to come up to you and be like, I'm a fan. Can I get a picture? Whatever the case is. I can't be mean in that way. Be like, get the fuck away from me. I'm going through something right now. I can't do that. I'll just be nice to take the photo. Now, I'm sure I would have my moment, but for the most part, I just can't be mean. But I said Gen Z relies too much on aesthetics and being similar to older artists. Olivia and Billie are Avril and Sabrina is Britney. Okay. Ciao. I just had a flashback to Avril and what the hell's her other name? To Avril and Kelly, I won't say Kelly Clarkson, Kelly Osbourne sitting in the audience watching, Britney and Christina perform Like a Virgin with Madonna. And it's flashed in my head. Yeah, I do get Tate McRae is definitely like Britney wannabe, even down to the belly shirt and the hairography. A lot of current pop stars lack exactly, and I don't know if it's because they lack the training. Or the fact of the matter was, back in those days, like even if the artist had a little bit of personality, their creative director, choreographer, they would find a way to bring that out of the artist to show that confidence. Or some people just have it and some don't. I feel this generation don't want people to know the artist because of Christina Gimme and Safety. That could be it. And then we Gen Z wonder why male pop stars are no longer Child, the quietness is scared. The male stars are worse in regards to lack of. Y'all be saying the girls lack personality. I feel like most of these dudes lack personality. No not interesting at all. Shawn Mendes bores me to death. Now who cares about Shawn Mendes? As I saw a video of Chapel performing and her wig fell off in the middle of the song, she seemed to have a lot of stage issues. Well, look, here's the thing, girl, you need to get you a stylist or somebody who can help pull you together. I mean, if you're going to be up in here first of all, if you're going to get up on that stage and do drag, you need to hook up with some actual drag queens and not just be shouting out Sasha Colby and all these other girls and ask them for advice on especially how to keep your wig on your head. Like a wig falling off is like old school. I just got to drag Monique Hart type shit. Like you should be able to have that whole situation together. With your wig not coming off your head, we don't see the wig cap and the drag, the tape around your head. Like we don't need to be seeing all that. You need to be hooking up with the girls that know how to put you together. And how's like your wig coming off, your outfit falling apart? I mean, I get it if a costume rip or whatever, that's gonna happen. But if you're gonna wear a wig on stage, ma'am, make sure that shit is on airtight and it ain't coming off. In 1987, they had Madonna in a live telecast performing, causing a commotion while she was on the Who's That Girl tour. So that's why I said they could find ways to do all of that. But I guess because MTV is desperate for ratings, and it's because it was that video that Robert sent me about how they're just out of touch with the genres. Like when they were talking about rock music, they're nominating artists who ain't put out an album in 20 years. Or they're nominating people who aren't even like rock. Like, when did Billie Eilish become a rock singer? She's alternative. Or they have a lot of alternative artists, but they weren't really giving awards to the rockers that were really making music, like the Green Days, And funny enough, rock music is having a resurgence right now, or maybe they never went anywhere because Marilyn Manson's tour is selling out. He's even more popular than ever because they've been saying that some of that stuff that came out has been a lie, and that some of the women were setting them up. But it was like Marilyn Manson's having a successful tour. Rob Zombie is having a successful tour right now. Linkin Park, we're hearing stories that they may be going back on tour and they might be hiring a female singer, which I think is perfect because after Chester Bennington unalived himself when he was 41, that was like 7 years ago. I'm like, God damn, that time flies. Well, 6 years. It will make it. He was 41 when he passed. He's 47 now. Or will be 47. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He's been dead for over half a decade. Let's just say that. But I do think that it would be smart to hire a female singer. And they were talking about, they were bringing up singers who already have like a band like Amy Lee from Evanescence. And I'm like, no, get a new chick. Get some new girl up in there that can sing the songs. I don't want somebody who already was a part of a band and y'all want to put them up there. First of all, I couldn't stand Evanescence when they were out. I could never get into it. And there's nothing to do with like I don't like female led bands because I was a huge Garbage fan. Still am. My girl Shirley Manson, who was a Virgo, also, I was living for her and all the other female-centered, rock band type of girlies. So it was just Amy Lee just came across as like she just gave me fake goth vibes when I was growing up. So yeah, there's a lot of rockers that are really doing successful. Green Day, their tour has been successful. One of my friends actually was telling me that he went to the one in Pennsylvania. I was like, I just worked the one in New York where they had them and a bunch of other bands. That was a part of it, but Smashing Pumpkins, Linda Lindas, so on and so forth. So, rock is having a resurgence, but MTV is just out of touch, per usual. But I'll be hate watching the episode, as I always do. Mentioning Monique Hart makes me think of when she lip synced Emotions with Trinity and Monique through her wig in the that one, and then remember when she did oh my God, what's that Carly Rae Jepsen song "Cut to the Feeling"? When she did that, I think that was the episode she went home. That performance was a mess because she didn't know the words. She was doing sloppy cartwheels. I'm like, man, what are you doing? I actually think I'm up to that season. I may actually watch that later just to have a cackle because I'm rewatching old episodes of Drag Race because first of all, Canada versus the World was a disappointment. It was entertaining for some parts, but oh my God, global Drag Race. This better be if y'all don't make no changes, this need to be a one and done season. This season so far is god awful. Awful. Terrible. Even down to that Alyssa Edwards rap that she did. I'm like, girl, this is worse than Darian Lake's rap verse on "Oh No She Better Don't." It's a mess. But anyway, so it's like crazy. It's been 10 years since I can't believe that either. Shout out to Joan Rivers, the only one the best to ever do it in the world of comedy. But anyway, let's move on. And since we were talking about Madonna earlier, let's talk about Madonna. Who apparently they spread some stuff about her new boy toy. So they said pop icon Madonna wasted no time dumping her boxer ex-boyfriend, not ex-boxer boyfriend, because he's still boxing, Josh Popper, for another young athlete. But according to reports, she has a new 21-year-old boo thing wreathed around her finger. So according to Radar Online, they said that Madonna has Jamaican-born soccer stud Akeem Morris following rules fit for a material girl. Or as Saucy Santana would say, material world. Shout out to Saucy. Did y'all see that picture of that video of him at Global Black Pride where he was twerking up against the LED screen and the girls was cackling? But anyway, this ain't about Saucy. Let's move on to Madonna. So they said, a source is revealing, I don't know whoever the source is, but okay, well, let's entertain this foolishness. Says she subjected Akeem to a bunch of dating rules and strict conditions, and he's agreed to them because he's hot and willing to pay the rub. Madonna, who's 65, is showering Mars, 28, with extravagant clothes, gifts, and first-class travel, and it's all done on her terms. An insider continued, she's very strict. He's living in her place, and just because he's sharing her bed doesn't mean he's getting to sleep in it. She does. And he has to go to sleep and get up when she does, no matter what. The Vogue songstress also banned her boyfriend from watching sports and TV when they spend time together unless she picks it out. I'm like, well, damn. That is controlling. Her controlling ways have gotten worse since her son David Banda moved out to shackle with his gal pal Maria Atuesta, 21, only to claim he didn't have enough money for food. Well, we already went through that whole thing when saying like he's scavenging. Basically, what that means was that he is having to learn how to support himself now that he is living on his own. Scavenging is a term that they use outside of the United States, which basically means that he's having to figure out how to take care of himself. He's not literally out in garbage cans looking for food. Like, y'all being so damn extra. The tabloids, they stay being extra for no damn reason. So they also said the situation with her son was completely stressing Madonna out, even if the Nepo baby was just joking. Is David being the Nepo baby though? That source said it really upsets her that David is even joking about this. When she's upset, her natural reaction is to get even more controlling with the people around her, so Akeem is feeling the squeeze. Her fix for the problem seems to be putting her new boyfriend on her payroll. The insider continued, he runs errands for her, takes notes if she suddenly has a creative idea or wants an email written, even in the middle of the night. Unlike her last boyfriend, Josh Popper, who split with the Like a Virgin singer in June over issues about freedom, Morris is willing to play the game. The source said he doesn't seem to mind and seems to be widely attracted to her. He can't keep his hands off her, which she loves. Well, he digging that back out. She's convinced he's very happy, but her friends are warning her to tone down her demands or she'll eventually drive this guy away too. Now, Radar Online purported before, they said Madonna and Mars' relationship comes shortly after the Like a Virgin they said Like a Prayer, but same thing, different toilet. Like a Prayer's Hitmaker biopic was confirmed to be back on track after getting temporarily canceled. An insider reported that the upcoming flick will be explosive and focused on Madonna's health scare last year, as well as her recent jaunts with much younger lovers. A source said this biopic is going to be explosive. Madonna is renowned for not holding back, and this movie is going to be as sexy and dark as her 1990s behind-the-scenes film Truth or Dare and her sex coffee table book. She's also going to tell all about how she almost died in 2023, her new string of young lovers, and how she's been battling back to health and getting closer to her kids. Oh, now, here's the thing. First of all, Radar Online, y'all tried it because the way y'all just worded this whole headline, we're talking about that he's gonna be her slave and all this other mess. I said, first of all, a white woman picking a 28-year-old black man as her slave is a poor, distasteful choice of words, even for Radar Online. So I ain't like how y'all worded all of that. Number two, it just seems like the way that they're coming about this article is the fact that they're saying like, oh well, she's controlling. She gets and the idea behind the fact of that this older woman who's 66 is in a relationship with a guy who's under the age of 30. Now, I would say that would be about any kind of relationship that when you're in these May, December type of relationships, that the person who's older, the younger person is kind of looking up to them. The sex, I'm sure, is great because when you're older, that sex drive is matching with the younger people that keep, digging in them guts, but also is like some sort of mentorship and guidance that you get from being in situations, be in a relationship or whatever with someone older. But I would like for y'all to have that same energy when we talk about older stars like a Brad Pitt, who is in a relationship with a woman much younger, or Chris Evans, who's 44 and married to a woman who's in her 20s. Well, a lot of the stories that or Ben Affleck, who's in his mid 50s, messing with Kennedy, allegedly, who's in her mid 30s. So when we sit up in here and talk about age differences, let's not only come at it from a misogynistic standpoint. Let's stand on business on both sides. Because if we're going to go in on Madonna always dating younger men, and what the fuck she going to do with somebody, a 66-year-old man? 66-year-old man ain't even looking at a 66-year-old woman. They trying to hunch the one that's Akeem age. Because first of all, their eggs are still good. And number two, You can continue to have, you can start a family with a younger girl. You've been around the world and you know everything that's going on. And these younger people, it's like, yeah, y'all don't know the world. And then being in a relationship with Madonna, it's like, yeah, even being a child of Madonna, it's like, yeah, you don't have to go to school to get educated. You could just travel around the world and learn history and go to museums and learn about all these different things. You don't need to actually take a class. I mean, going to school would be a plus. But for the most part, you get all your attention and things from that. And sidebar, I saw somebody posted on her Instagram that she's starting to look like Sabrina Carpenter. Let me find that picture that was in here because this one. They were trying to say she looked like Sabrina Carpenter in this photo. That's about, is she going country? First of all, she went country already with the music album cover. Y'all forgot? And that's her horse named Roller. She does look good here. Money well spent. I tell you, even if, I'm just glad that she stopped messing with her face, whatever the case was. But I'm like, even if this is Photoshop or whatever the case is, or a filter, this is money well spent on his face. Don't mess up your face anymore, Madonna. You look good the way you do here. Now, in regards to this whole thing, if Akeem is willing to play the game and do what he needs to do in regards of like getting where he needs to go, or whatever contract or situation y'all talking about, let him do what he need to do. And that's between him and Madonna. They grown. So I don't see nothing wrong with all this, but I just didn't like the choice of words. Y'all sit there talking about somebody's slave. Now, if y'all want to talk about like maybe a sex slave or whatever the case is, then I could understand that because it's like, oh yeah, whenever I need some D, that's what he's there for. But it's like, is that your man or is that a fuck buddy? Crime minds want to know. I mean, shit, if I was Madonna age at 66, I probably have me a 28-year-old something too. But anyway, I won't know until I cross that bridge. But I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? We don't like y'all out here being messy as hell. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we have comments. Please hold as I scroll up a bit. You said mentioning, oh, yeah, read that already. Crazy is, oh, wait, read that one too. It said Global All Stars is looking bad from what I've seen. Couldn't make it. Well, you ain't missed nothing. Trust and believe, this show was terrible. I don't know why I'm still watching it. I think it's probably because I want to see like what happens, but it just shows like Rue and the judges have checked out. There's clearly favoritism going on. I don't know if it's production, whatever the case is. There are girls that were on here that were just mid as hell and should have been critiqued and should have been up for elimination. Kitty Scott Claus has definitely been mid this season. I like Alyssa, but her with the one-liners being silly, we clearly see what y'all doing. She's a favorite amongst production. And I'm not trying to discount Alyssa's talent because I live for Alyssa. I've been living for Alyssa for eons. But the way that the production and everything is going on with this show, it's just messy, it's sloppy. Y'all clearly just been hammering it, hammering things home. And this show was a mess. I just feel like y'all need to take a step back. It's kind of like with Andy Cohen on Damn Housewives. Y'all really need to kind of take a step back and really look at the amount of spinoffs that y'all have. It's it's oversaturated. And then when you have T.S. Madison coming out saying, oh, well, it's not oversaturated because it's the only thing that the LGBT community has. But why aren't we addressing that? Why aren't we addressing the fact that this should not be the only RuPaul's Drag Race should not be the only representation for us on television. There should be other shows. There should be other type of shows that showcases the art of drag, and also other things that competition wise that are entertaining for the LGBTQ plus community. We had Legendary, but we saw what HBO Max did with that. but y'all still giving us mediocre ass shows like Dancing with the Stars and all these other foolishness. Y'all could and The Bachelor. Who still watches The Bachelor? I don't know one person that watches The Bachelor. It's like, yeah, Global Stars, All Stars, and they'll only jump on the gay bandwagon when the show really tanks in the ratings. but she has had David since he was only a few months old. So yeah, I can see why he would be making fun of her. I thought the biopic was only going to focus on her early career up to Ray of Light. Well, I don't know what, because we know she has been throwing in rewrites, and it probably would have been up to that point because that was like the resurgence of her career. Like her career was almost in the outs because the whole sex book and the erotica and all the other stuff. America was ready to count her ass out, and then she came and she reinvented herself. Having the kid, and she did Evita, and then Ray of Light, and then we saw like that was the resurgence of the career. So it would have been cool to cap it off at that point. But I do feel like if this is true. Because I don't know how Radar Online even knows all this information, but let's entertain it because they put it out there. So if this does turn out to be true, that they will be focusing on that aspect, that's going to be added into the biopic. I do feel like that needs to be a part of it. Like we got a sense of we're so happy she's here from when we went and saw the tour. It was great to see her on stage, and we appreciated her a whole lot more after her damn near, leaving us or leaving the earth. So with her, adding that into the thing and then giving a little more depth, it's like, okay, so what happened? What was the collapse? That sort of thing. And is Julia going to play, I almost call her Julia Fox, is Julia Garner actually going to play Madonna older? Inquiring minds want to know. Or, because I was thought like maybe they could have different Madonnas at different stages. I'm sure they'll probably have her as a kid. And then she, a teenager that comes to New York and that sort of thing. They're making her sound as bad as Hennifer. Okay. So that's why Robert De Niro and Al Pacino have kids, and they almost exactly. So I'm like, y'all said, man, I forgot about them too. It's like, yeah, you got Robert De Niro out here just had a baby at 80. So by the time that child go to graduate high school, De Niro ain't gonna be in the union no damn more. Al Pacino too, and Mick Jagger. So y'all sitting out here laying low and spreading it wide and spreading that damn dusty ass seed in these young women. And then when these kids get older, Robert De Niro ain't gonna be old enough to even see his kids have grandchildren if they decide to have grandkids. Because you still procreating at 80, but y'all want to get on Madonna about dating a 28-year-old. So what the fuck does a 68, 64, 66? Yeah, I'll keep aging her up and down. What does a 66 have in common with another 66-year-old man, especially of her caliber? A lot of those men aren't going to be willing to put up with her stuff. So she has to get with somebody younger. Old enough to be home, damn kid. Rocco and Lourdes. Not the other ones, because David Banner's 18. And Mercy. Esther and I almost said less than Esther. The other twins, they're like, what, 11? There's more shows with representation. Heartstopper, Maddie just had to defend the show. Well, that's probably because she's on it. So that's what she was saying. Yeah, Heartstopper, the new season supposed to be coming out. And look, I'm actually, even though I wasn't at first, I'm kind of excited for Agatha all along. When does that come out? Next week? I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. I know that show gonna be gay as hell, but I'll be watching. Lourdes is a Libra. Shout out to her. 28. Where does the time go? Jesus, that'll be like Ray of Light turns 28. Can you believe it? Man, let's move on to this mess and let's talk about Jada Pinkett, who's out here gaslighting the peoples once again on social media. So she left fans guessing after she shared a cryptic post about her marriage or about marriage before setting her Instagram account to private. The Girls Trip actress made her IG account private after posting a cryptic message to her feed on my birthday. Why is everybody choosing September 2nd and just spewed a mess? Let me go take a quick gander over to her Instagram and see if it is private. Hold on, let me show y'all. Like, child, why she gotta be messy? You get me. Here we go, gaslighting. I told her we don't accept. She ain't not. Look, she a Virgo too. But I'm like, you over there with them. We don't accept you. You more of a Libra, because it's the gaslighting, the passive aggressive, the messiness of her. You do not be sharing the same sign as the rest of us. We stand on business over here. She just be too messy for me. But anyway, she went and said the following. She said, a man can choose to belong to someone, and if he does, he is considered noble. A woman is told she must belong to someone or she is not worthy. The 52-year-old further, expanded on the message in her caption, writing, even in some of our great religious traditions, the goddess is rendered powerless without her male counterpart, and in others, the spiritual influence of the feminine of mother is not even recognized. Why am I waiting for her to just say, Goddess of Hecate, work thy will? Shout out to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look at me pulling some Willow spells from Buffy up in here. But anyway, so they said we mere mortal women are worthy simply because we exist, and those of us who have cultivated our queendom within our inner kingdom and have a deep relationship with the great supreme, if we so choose to bond with someone from this space, we will erect monumental love and give birth to treasures. I'm just waiting for T.I. to come out and say expeditiously or some big ass word. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Jada's message concluded with a note to her followers urging them not to bond in fear or they are greatness. Now, the Matrix actress who shares son, Jaden, 26, and Willow, 23, that's her daughter, with her strange husband, Will Smith, has yet to comment on her decision to make her Instagram private. Now, we've seen that Jada has been getting candid when it comes to things going on in her private life because, she came out with the book that, I read down to the floor. And some people had a problem with it. But, I don't know. It's the gaslighting for me. It's like, Jada, if you're going to be out here saying all kinds of mess and alluding to your marriage or whatever the case was, why don't you just put Will out of his misery and just file for divorce and put us out of our misery too? Because we tired of being divided in the group chat between whatever y'all going through. Because, Will got bigger fish to fry. Will got a lawsuit that was just recently thrown on him in regards of some guy, a writer, saying that his production company and a bunch of other people, because he lumped them all in the lawsuit. I don't have it in front of me, but I do remember because I did the article yesterday over that movie Gemini Man. He said that, I guess, Will and his team and them, they stole the idea. So he about to take him to court over that. And then, so he's got a lot of stuff going on with, that and a bunch of other stuff. And here Jada coming out here talking about whatever it is that she talking about, her, her spiritual guru foolishness. But like I said, she did say that I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever, and I just haven't been able to break that promise. Now, and she also said that she's grateful to have Will as her life partner, no matter where the road takes them. To know I have somebody on my side that no matter what is dedicated to learning how to love and learning how to love me and vice versa. She said on Pretty Smart in February, said, I don't know what else you could ask for. When you keep going back and forth, like your daughter whipping her hair back and forth, I just need y'all to just stop with the back and forthness, the gaslighting, all these other things. If you try to say that, y'all gonna work out y'all situations and that, there's no reason for y'all to get a divorce and that y'all will work through everything, then why don't y'all work through that in private instead of you coming on social media with your words of wicked wisdom? I'm just staying up in here throwing these puns because, she had a band called Wicked Wisdom. A pun move today. So, yeah. Jada, stop with the gaslighting. You're just too damn messy for me. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. I just feel like all I got to say on that is if you're not happy in the situation that you're in with your husband, we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. Remember, y'all said that, or I believe on Red Table Talk. If it's time for y'all to go y'all separate ways, go y'all separate ways, unless you're in a situation similar to Jennifer and Ben Affleck, which is y'all are in the marriage, y'all don't have a prenup, and things are going to get messy in regards of dividing the assets, especially because y'all been married for over 2 decades. So maybe y'all just gonna stay in the marriage for the sake of not having to deal with all the financial wherewithal and just be miserable. Just go y'all separate ways. You go over there and get entangled with some other man, and then Will can go get entangled with who he want to get entangled with. So I'll say all I have to say. What do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comments, or let me know. It's like us. Who's us? Hello, Danny. Come play with us. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so now we have comments. So I like Jada before that damn red table talk. Yeah, it seemed like everybody was loving her until she decided to spill all her damn dirty laundry with red table talk. It said Joker has debuted on Metacritic with, well, goddamn. Oh, they said 52 out of 19 reviews. Apparently, Gaga's fan base is sending. Child. The little monsters, y'all need to go sit and spin on both of these. Stop with the bullshit. First of all, if the movie is not good, it's not good. Y'all not gonna come up in here with y'all BS. First of all, a lot of you new generation mother flowers don't even like sitting through long ass movies. So for y'all to sit up in here and get mad because a critic did not like a film and thought that it wasn't a good movie. First of all, let's be clear. Nobody asked for Joker 2. Quiet as a cat, we didn't even need Joker 1 because I saw Joker 1 and I didn't even like it. I just felt like it was a ripoff, a poor man's version of a Martin Scorsese movie. It was over damn rated. It was kind of like the first time I felt when I went to go see, and people get mad at me when I say, I don't give a fuck. First of all, art is subjective. And if you liked it, that's great. But I did not. And I've only seen it once, which was in the movies. I went to the movies to see it, like I went to go see the Blair Witch Project, and afterwards I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? It was annoying. His stupid little laugh. I just felt like, and then the whole ensemble, I'm like, I've seen this already. Like, I've seen Mean Streets. I've seen Taxi Driver. I watch a lot of old school New York, based in New York films. And it was cute or whatever that you shot your little stuff on location in the Bronx with some on sets and things of that nature. But for the most part, I just felt like the movie was overrated. And it could have played into the fact that it was overhyped at the time. And now you come out with this movie, it's like, okay, now Warner Brothers doing a typical mess of this was supposed to be a one and done, but because the movie made $1 billion at the box office, they wanted to jump on a bandwagon and make a sequel. And so they all had to jump in on it. And of course, with them backing up that Brinks truck for Joaquin, of course, you thought he was going to say no? But he could say no to a gay movie that he decided to put together. But we'll get to that story later on in the show. Agreed. I have no interest in seeing it either. I'll just be like, people just have to tell me how it is. Now she's a mediocre actress. Notice she hasn't done a movie in years. I thought maybe she wasn't doing movies, whatever, because where her and Will Smith being a movie star, she kind of was like taking a step back. I think there's resentment there too. The fact that he was the bigger star and she was on the rise of doing her thing in movies at one point, and then kind of she took a back seat once she became a mother. She's tired of her situation or feels guilty about something. Could be both. She probably is tired of the stuff and overthinking because, she is a Virgo. She's probably overthinking about a lot of stuff going on in her life. And maybe she does feel guilty, but I don't know. She don't give me like somebody who would actually admit to guilt either. She's too prideful for that. Okay, so how many more topics we got before we get up out of here? We got 5 more topics. So before we get to said topics, can you please do me a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and also smash that notification button if you haven't already, so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Now, let's move on to our next topic, and let's talk about another movie star who has not the best relationship with his kids, because word on the street is that, while Brad does not have the best relationship with, or they said his relationship with his kids is non-existent with Angelina Jolie, he's trying to, he's ready for a family do-over with his new girlfriend, Ines de Ramon. So Radar Online can reveal that the 60-year-old actor is open to having children with his 31-year-old jeweler girlfriend after the couple made their red carpet debut together at the Venice Film Festival over the weekend. And see, this is the exact thing when I was talking about, when I said to y'all, oh, so y'all gonna sit up in here and read, Radar Online, that same energy in that article that y'all had for Madonna. with her being with her 28-year-old slave, as y'all called it, don't seem like it's the same energy when y'all talk about Brad Pitt and Ines. It's the misogyny for me. But anyway, let's continue. So an insider said having more kids in his life is not out of the question. Ines is young, and Brad says he's 100% on board if she wants to have kids. He loves the idea of building a life with Ines, and nothing is off the table. Well, it's good if you want to build a life with her, but you got to be there for them kids too. And if he do come out of way of the same situation, the accusations that Angelina has made against him, which means not only was he physical with the children, but he was been physical with her on multiple occasions. This is the accusation that is coming from Angelina. So if Brad is somebody who, when he drinks, he can be a bit physical, that's something we need to talk about. Now, Pitt and Ramon, who have been dating since November of 2022 and recently moved in together, made the red carpet debut together on Sunday for the Venice premiere of the actor's new movie, Wolves, which I heard is being dumped straight to Apple TV. I heard it's not even going into the movies, which got me thinking it's probably not a good movie. Or that these type of films, like, when you see the wolves, and not wolves, but wolves, WOLFS, unless that's their last name or whatever. I don't even know why they're calling it that, but we'll find out when I watch the movie. So the movies like Wolves or Horizon, those type of films where you have like these veteran actors in it, people aren't, the demographic that they're aiming for are not running to the movies to see those type of films. So those type of movies with the veteran actors like a Brad Pitt and a George Clooney may have to just get dumped on a streaming service or Kevin Costner, because they ain't paying to see it in no theater. They said, speaking of which, they said they were joined by Pitt's co-star George Clooney, who's 63, and his wife Amal, who's 46. According to one witness, Pitt and Ramon appeared affectionate shortly after they met with the Clooneys on the red carpet. A source said Pitt seemed very happy. They were very affectionate and cheerful. It was very sweet. After saying warm hellos, excuse me, Brad and George went over to the pool to take their photos, then came back over to bingo in the bar. All of them were in great spirits and cheerful. There were lots of laughs. I also heard that they went on a boat ride and they were also joined by Nicole Kidman, who is in some new movie where they said that the sex scenes in that movie is crazy. And I believe also Jude Law was out there as well. And sidebar, also I heard Angelina Jolie has been in Venice promoting her film. Hope they ain't even run into each other. And it said another witness at the Venice Film Festival this past weekend claimed that the Bullet Train actor is overjoyed in his relationship with Ramon and has found his spark for life again following his ugly split from Angelina Jolie, who's 49, in 2016. An insider said when Ines, he found his spark again. It's truly amazing to see. Brad's a great guy. He deserves to be happy. Pitt and Jolie have been embroiled, as y'all know, in a nasty legal battle since the Eternals actress first filed for divorce with the Fight Club star 8 years ago. The former couple shares 6 kids together: Maddox 23, Pax 20, Sahara 19, Shiloh 18, and twins. I feel like I'm doing a damn rocket launch. And twins Knox and Vivian 16, except we missing a 17 or a 22 and a 21. But y'all know what I'm saying. And 3 of them have opted to drop Pitt's last name amid the strained relationship with the once upon a time in Hollywood actor. Now, Pitt and Jolie have been locked, in a bitter feud over their Chateau Miraval winery, and the exes narrowly avoided an awkward run-in over the weekend as their films Wolves and Maria both premiere at the Venice Film Festival. Okay, that's good to know, because I was wondering. I was like, now they both was out in Venice. I hope they didn't run into each other, because they said that at one point when Angelina was promoting her movie, that she got emotional and all this other stuff because women aren't allowed to be emotional. They gotta hold it together and that sort of thing. So she was talking about that. Now they said, according to the film's festival artistic director Alberto Barbara, organizers put extra precautions in place to prevent Pitt and Ramon from crossing paths with Jolie during their respective premieres. He said Angelina will be on the first day on Thursday, and she will leave right after with Maria director Pablo Larraín. So Brad will arrive on Saturday to Venice. There is no way they could cross each other at the Lido. As which is kind of funny that y'all gotta sit up here. This is why y'all need to stop fucking your co-stars. Because how's that gonna work in the future, especially for Hannaford and Men? Once they need to get their divorce, like they got 2 movies coming out that she's got 2 movies coming out that he's producing. One very soon. So how y'all gonna avoid crossing paths? Because y'all are in y'all feelings. It's like, I'll just be hunting my co-stars if I was an actor. I'm not marrying them. We could fuck in the trailer until the season's over, or our 3-month stint of working on the film. But after that, we ain't getting married. We're not getting in no relationship because if things get ugly, you ain't gonna like the way I turn out. They also said that Ines is pushing for a woman-to-woman meeting with Angie to ask her what it would take to let this go. Ines, if this is true, I feel like you need to stay out of it. Mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Just be the supporting, doting girlfriend. If Angelina's in a relationship, same thing with her man. Do not get caught up in it. Do not get involved. It's the same thing like when we're talking about Halle Berry and her boyfriend, Van Hunt. The drama that Halle is going through with Olivier, let them handle that. Let the courts handle it. Do all that other stuff. All you can do is stroke their hair and be supportive and be a listening ear. Don't get caught up in the matrix of all that other mess because it's going to put a strain in your relationship. I wouldn't be getting all involved with them. So what are you going to do about this whole situation? Like, what is it going to take to let, don't get involved because Angelina gave me the spitfire. Like, she will grab you by your hair and beat this. Like, she definitely gives me, like, hostile chick. Sidebar, does anybody know what the hell's going on with Halle Berry and this movie that she has, Maud v. Maud? Halle Berry has a movie that's an action film where her and Angelina Jolie supposed to be playing spies. What is going on with that damn movie? I heard some rumblings, but I don't know what's going on. I also heard some rumblings about Blade, and I need to get up on that article so I can bring that story to y'all on the next show, which will probably be Friday, because tomorrow I'm not going to be able to be on. So that's what I was saying. What do y'all think of this story? These people in Hollywood are messy, and I'm here for it. But this is why I say don't shit when you eat. And this is what you get, Brad, for until you do right by Jennifer Aniston. Because you ain't had to do her like that. But sometimes it's the cards y'all dealt. But anyway, let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comments down below. Oh, Sailor Mermaid said Inez needs to mind her business. That pay exactly. That's why I said you ain't therapist. You are not Iyanla. You're not here to fix their life. Mind your business. Just be the supporting girlfriend. Don't get caught up. 41 critics on Rotten Tomatoes found Joker. I just live for the fact that you keeping us updated on this Joker shade. Keep it up. But we can say, who is she? She's a jeweler. I mean, nobody's really. I mean, I've heard of Inez because I've heard her name floating around in regards of whenever I've been reading stories and following stories on Brad Pitt. So I have heard of her, but she's a jeweler. So she's not anybody famous. She's not an actress. She's somebody who is like Jacob the jeweler. So that's her profession. I'm glad that she's not in front of the camera and she's not a famous person. So that might work for Brad. That somebody who is behind the scenes and not somebody who wants to be famous and she'll be the doting girlfriend, soon to be wife, I'm sure. I don't even know. Did he and Angelina get a divorce? I don't even know at this point. I just thought there's so much mess going on with them. I can't keep track. They still fighting over that damn that winery, the chateau. So yeah, she's a jeweler, but if he's willing to spend time, if he's willing to start a family with her, I'm like, well, damn, you can get right with your kid. I feel like I didn't even finish answering the whole thing with the Angelina Brad situation. I don't get parents who create life, start a whole family. The previous family don't want nothing to do with you, or the other way, which is they abandon that previous family to go start a new one because they messed up the first time. So they want to they want to change the narrative with the new family. That happens a lot. I don't understand why people do that. And to me, it's like, if you start this new family with Inez and it's the same old, then everybody gonna be looking at you sideways. But I do wonder sometimes, it's like, well, all these accusations that came out about Brad, why hasn't he suffered or his career suffered after, the things that he's allegedly been accused of? Is it because he's a good-looking guy that women want to fuck him? Some men do too. Quiet as it's kept. And some guys want to be his buddy or whatever the case is. Could that be it? The reason why people aren't kind of looking at Brad Pitt the same way y'all look at everybody that accuses someone of assault, be it physical, the S1, and all that other stuff, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, the things of that nature. All right, let's move on and let's get into some gay news. So apparently, Lil Nas X has pretty much, we were wondering well, I have. I don't know about y'all, but I actually have. What's been going on with Lil Nas X? Because, 2024 has not been his year. He's currently in his flop era. Let's be honest. He's currently in his flop era, and the music wasn't doing what needed to be done. And in regards of that, we thought that we were going to be getting a new album this year. The songs, the videos, the whole rollout, nothing was working. He received a lot of backlash, especially from his J. Christ song. And the people wasn't really feeling what he was given. So in that case, what I heard was Lil Nas X fired his entire team, and now he's currently residing in New York. So I think he's basically trying to rebuild and rebrand. And I'm thinking New York might be a great place for him to live, especially if you're a musician. And there's so much going on in New York that you could build yourself like a whole music foundation. A lot of labels are here. We're like the media capital. So this might be the perfect place to live. I don't know what part of New York he lived. Lil Nas X give me Brooklyn tease. Like he definitely gives me like he would live in Bushwick or, in one of those type of areas where all the little hipster gays live. I used to live in Bushwick. I kind of miss Bushwick. But yeah, he definitely gives me that. But anyway, so this says following the debut of his latest single, J. Christ, at number 69 on the Billboard, number 69? How appropriate. On the Billboard Hot 100 earlier this year, the rapper seemingly scrapped his album rollout and is reconfiguring what type of artist he wants to be. And over the long Labor Day holiday weekend, he joked about the drama on TikTok. One, he said, God, after giving me Industry Baby as the last song of my 3-year hit song streak. This is what reads on the text on a clip from where X informs him, I guess it was saying, I thought they were saying Twitter, but X informs himself that he only has 30 minutes of fame left. I do love how he takes it all in stride. He has a wonderful sense of humor about making fun of himself. And they said another video plays the nostalgic music for Mean Girls while the rapper walks down the street. And I wanted to, this is the one I want to show y'all, but I'm going to have to mute it because I don't want to get demonetized. So please hold. And it's basically, he's showing a little booty. I know exactly where he is. That's Midtown Manhattan. So he said, me after firing my entire team and moving to New York just so I could cosplay as a struggling underground artist who's about to have their big break and has no idea. So Lil Nas being messy and silly, per usual, it is a cackle. But now with him putting this out here, they also said that he put out a more earnest video on Monday, of course. My birthday is real popular. Everybody decided to put stuff out there on, Virgo season. He said, starting over, I kind of should look for that. I didn't see that third video, but we'll just have to read it so that way, for context. But he said, starting over is embarrassing, he began. You just got to do it anyway. You got to start over regardless because why not? You need to just feel all those things you want to avoid feeling. People are going to tell you how good things used to be and how great you were. The past was so much better than right now. You just got to be where you are. You got to start from where you are. And you just stand next to yourself. You have to stand next to yourself, stand beside yourself, stand beside your ideas. Stop trying to cling onto what was so you can become the next version of you. This is what he concluded by saying, I haven't had my next big thing yet, but I know it's coming. Well, you know what? Oh, I did find the video. Look, he's had a lot of hits. You know, he had Old Town Road, Call Me by Your Name, Montero, and Industry Baby. And he has Panini, and That's What I Want. But I feel like, what can I possibly say about Lil Nas X or what his issue is? I feel like he's going through an identity crisis, and he hasn't truly figured out where he fits in regards of the music. Do you want to be a rapper? Do you want to be a hip hop artist? Do you want to be a pop star? I mean, you can be all those things, but I feel like with his genre and his sound, to me, I look at Lil Nas X's, his type of audience is very much in the same vein as like his audience is not like the Ratchets. He's not pulling in the future types. He's not pulling in the LL Cool J types. I know I just aged myself that one, but it was like the older crowd. You need to go for the more younger Charlie XCX, Shy Girl, Troy Sivan type of girlies. You got the white girls, the LGBTs, you know, the gays live for him. And you kind of go into that whole gay rapper thing, which is you do your rhymes, but fuck hip hop. Go more alternative. Go more hyper pop. Dig more into like a more like I said before, alternative elements. You can stick electronic music, hip hop, house, all those different things. Mix it up. You're kind of one of those artists who, in my opinion, gives me like you're more on the alternative side than just a black dude that raps. Like you're in that element of you pulling in a lot of the white kids, you pulling a lot of the hipsters, you're pulling a lot of the Gen Zers. Like you give me that, and a lot of young girls live for him. So I don't see, and a lot of the young gay boys that look up to him too, and the non-binaries. Like I feel like you should go more into that whole situation and not try to. Well, but then at this point, he needs to figure out who he is. But I feel like you being in New York, that's the perfect way for you to figure out, you know, what your sound is because there's so much creativity that can be explored as you being a New Yorker. So I say, well, you know, living out here in New York. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? And what do y'all think in regards of Lil Nas X rethinking things and reconfiguring his sound and trying to figure out, you know, what it is that he needs to do in regards of getting his career back on top? Inquiring minds, meaning this mind of mine, definitely would like to know what y'all think of this story in the comments and leave it in the comments down below. Okay, so I was like, I had to close that out because I had that video. Just got the Dropbox of Bo. Bitch, you better send that to me. What did he say? So I'm like, we could drop the exclusive on here because we're about to get into that story soon too. You said you got the Dropbox. So wait a minute. So he already posted it. About the whole firing of why he was fired from X-Men 97. Because we're about to get into that tea about the whole is that the next story? No, the next story is Omar Apollo. But that's the next story after that one. Because you know, I told you we were getting some gay news today. He said when it comes to good looks and or charisma, especially if you're YT, people will make any excuses for their sinister behavior. Mm-hmm. And so that's why No is harping on Brad or nor Ben at that matter than they do with Angelina and yeah, that is true. It's like I feel like more people have been dogging out, and you know I do it for entertainment purposes. But then again, you know Hennifer's reputation, you know, we be having to take a dig at that too. But yeah, Angelina and Hennifer do have reputations. Brad and Ben have kind of been pretty private with their personal life, but if Ben is somebody who's a gaslighter, a love bomber, messy, and you have Brad out here when he drinks, he gets physical and becomes a mean drunk. These are things that need to be addressed. And we got to stop excusing people because they're attractive. Pretty privilege. I just feel like the song he dropped at the beginning of the year ruined whatever was left for him. You know what? I feel like the same thing that happened to him is what's going to happen to Katy Perry. You know, there's always like a bookend. He was the top of 2024. She gonna be the end of 2024. Where I feel like the you only have one chance to make a first impression, and he made that by all of a sudden jumping on this Jesus thing. And then when they asked him about it, like you trying to take the whole Madonna church thing approach, at least when Madonna was doing it, she was like, "I grew up Roman Catholic, so I understood the symbolism and all that other stuff that she was using in there. There was intent behind. There was a method to her madness, and she stood on business when it came to that. A lot of people were since trying to copy her blueprint. Now, in regards of Lil Nas X, when he came out, I was like, "Well, I didn't even know what this thing meant and that thing meant." And I'm like, "Okay, so did you come up with this, or did your team try to put you behind it?" And you just following whatever because they're like, "Oh, you know what's going to be really get people all riled up and controversial because controversy sells, that we're going to have you do this religious symbolism and all, first of all, it's white sky daddy bullshit that y'all done took from Greek mythology, quiet as it's kept. So when you go and pull all that into the thing and then y'all want to drag him through the mud because, yeah, you are the face, you are the one that's agreed to put these things out in the situation. If you need to take time to do your music, take all the time you need, but you really need to figure out what your sound is and what it is, what it is as an artist that you have to say. Because I do feel like Lil Nas X is talented, but he needs to figure out who he is as an artist before he releases any more music. So I feel take this time, live your life in New York, the city that never sleeps. There's a lot going on. Hang out at a couple of gay bars and clubs, and really get creative. There's plenty of things going on in New York. As much as he doesn't like it, I think releasing another country rap song would do well. Um, yeah, he could probably go back to channeling his inner Orville Peck, and do the whole country rap thing. He could. I mean, look, we're in a time now of Shabuzi and Beyonce and so many other people where country is like on this thing. So maybe he needs to play into a little bit of that. Like use a country rap thing when you want to do like those laid back, um, like really getting into your personal stuff, like tell your personal story. But then when you want to go hard and be more fun, good time Little Nas X, dabble into that whole Charlie XCX shy girl type of sound. I would like to see him rap on like one of those type of beats. But anyway, he said country music is becoming more popular than rap right now, which has been the dominant genre in mainstream music for as long. Yeah, country's always been kind of like that thing that definitely keeps the industry going in America, at least. Because I don't know, outside of the United States, I don't think people care for country all that much. And so they said they need to stop pleasing labels, do what Tanashi and and Megan Thee Stallion too, fulfill the contract and leave. Now she can do pop music and not be forced to do hip hop and R&B music because she's black and needs to do black music. I do agree with that. Oh my God. Is there a way you could send that Dropbox to wait, can you send it? Oh wait, I don't know if you have me on social media. Hold on. I'm gonna put my email. Wait, my email should be up in here. Hold on. Send it there. Because I definitely want to see that and read it online. Oh wait, it's not an email, it's a video. Where I would have to play it, the audio on here for y'all to listen to. And I know we want to send it to all my stuff. Chris Avalon Official 481 at gmail.com. Send it there. So so that way I could I could pull up the video and have the exclusive on here. But I do agree with that. But I know a lot of people trying to clown Tanashi over the whole thing. But I'm like, she's like, I mean, over like charts and all. I'm like, who gives a fuck about charts? Like, as long as my songs is doing well and I could go and I'm putting on shows and making money in my live shows and my merch, I don't care about chart success. People get too fixated on that. I got triggered with the Sabrina post about her saving pop music. I think collectively it's a group effort, including Chapel, Charlie, Ariana Taylor, Beyonce. Well, I should also point out that Chaperone, her album blew up this year, but that album's about to be a year old, I believe in October. But yeah, that album came out last year. But because she toured with who was it? Olivia Rodrigo? That's when it blew up. Anyway, while I wait for that Dropbox chair, let's move on to Omar Apollo, who talking he getting into bed with, probably did already, with good old Daniel Craig. I'm jealous. By the way, I'm like, first of all, how you got to get into bed with him before me? Shout out to Rachel Weisz. That's her husband. But yeah, so Omar Apollo, if y'all didn't know, is going to be in the new movie Queer with Luke Guadagnino. He did announce that, I believe, like a month ago on his social media. So Drew Starkey and Omar Apollo, as you know, two stars of Luke Guadagnino's upcoming A24 film Queer, had a casual conversation with Interview Magazine, where Apollo opened up about the prep for his sex scene with Daniel Craig. Now, we should have known from the beginning that, yeah, they fucking in the movie. He's probably just gonna be some dude that has a little scene where he's having sex with, like a small role where he just like some dude that Daniel Craig's character meets in Mexico City and has a little rendezvous with. But we know that Drew Starkey is the main guy that he's going to be hooking up with in the movie. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty of men that Daniel Craig is going to be getting down and dirty with. So he said, I had to go on this soup diet. This is what he said. Luca did not tell me to lose weight, but when you're about to have a sex scene with Daniel Craig, you're like, oh, dude, I can't be looking off. I was at 200 pounds because I'm 6'5", but I got down to 181 when the movie came. I lost 20 pounds because I read that in the script that my character had a flat brown stomach. I was like, damn, I'm actually not flat right now. I had to get it together, and I was on tour with SZA. Luckily, I didn't have that many lines. Here's the thing. I had no idea, number one, that Omar Apollo is 6'5". But I knew he was tall, but I didn't know he was that damn tall. He said elsewhere in the conversation, Apollo spoke glowingly about the Knives Out actor, saying that he helped ease his nerves before the big scene, saying, I had a really cool experience with him. I remember asking him, how do you feel when the camera's on? And he said, to be honest, every time the camera's on me, I'm terrified. I thought that was beautiful. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be open to these emotions. It was such an honest answer. And I was gonna say, yeah, I think like when it comes to anything, like where the cameras are on, you don't want to mess up, you don't want to do all those things, so you get nervous. um, so it's like, yeah, I'm feeling like I'm terrified when the camera's on, but once the camera's on, you already know I gotta be in the moment, I gotta be present, I gotta deliver the lines, and I gotta be in this character, and I just have to deliver. And that's how I feel sometimes too. It's like, yeah, I be scared shitless when I have to get on camera when it comes to stuff. But when I know that light is on, and as soon as that theme song ends, I already know it's like you gotta snap quickly into it, and you gotta deliver the performance, because don't nobody care about what if you going through some things, whatever the case was. All they want to do is they coming to see the show. You got to deliver as an artist. And so, for those of you who are not familiar, Queer is based on the 1985 novel of the same name by author William S. Burroughs. It follows the story of William Lee, played by Craig, an American expatriate living in Mexico City in the 1940s, who becomes infatuated with a younger man, played by Drew Starkey. Apollo's specific role in the film has yet to be revealed. So it could be, like I said, some dude that Craig's character is just having a fling with. That's, he has a couple of drinks at a bar, comes across, meets this guy, they go back to his room and they hunch. Because I did see there is a clip of Queer floating around on social media where it was showing like a clip of Daniel Craig walking into a bar. It was nothing but men in there, so I assume it was a gay bar. And then he looks across the room, and that's where he sees Drew's character sitting at a table, and he gets up, and then he looks over at him. I guess he was, because he threw back a couple of shots while he was, when he goes over there, kind of goes like this to him, and he looks like a complete doofus. He did it. So I guess he was embarrassed. The other man at the counter was looking at him weird. And so he goes to sit back at the counter, and then he said, mumbles something, takes another shot, looks back over and sees the Drew character with a girl sitting at the table with him. So he probably thought, oh, he's straight, whatever the case was, whatever. So from the clip that I saw online, it definitely looks like an interesting movie. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this film. I heard it got a standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. You know, I know we complain about straight actors taking on gay roles, but this actually seems like a really good one, especially to see Daniel Craig in this type of part. And, you know, I always had a thing for him, not since Bond, but since he was in Lay a Cake. I was like, who is that man? And ever since then, I have been following Daniel Craig's career ever since. And I do like that there's a little bit of fluidity in a bit of flamboyance of when he played James Bond. And I know they even mentioned at the Venice Film Festival when they were talking about it, oh, will we ever see like a gay James Bond? And I guess what Luca was talking about was that something that I've said over the years. It's like we don't necessarily know James Bond of him being a super spy or whatever, his actual sexual orientation. Because yeah, he sleeps with a lot of women and all this other stuff, but in real life, if it came down to spying, if they were doing some stuff, to me, I would think that a spy would have to be sexually fluid because there are wealthy criminals who are male that I'm sure people had to sleep with do a same sex situation to get what they need to get out of that person. And I really wish that there were movies or shows that explored that. That it's like it's not even about what my sexual orientation is. It's I'm an agent, a secret agent, and I'm doing what I gotta do to get that information out of this person. And if I gotta sleep with them to get it, I'm gonna do it. So I kind of wish they would explore that side of get beyond the same sex thing and just realize it's about the mission. So if they played that up, I feel like people would be more open to it. But I don't know. In Hollywood, they always have to feel like they got to over-explain everything. But I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Are y'all excited to see Omar Apollo make his acting debut, getting hunched by Daniel Craig in this highly anticipated movie Queer? I'm actually excited for, and I've actually been into a lot of Luca Guadagnino's movies. I like Call Me by Your Name. I didn't get to see Champions yet. Or is it Challengers? What was the name of the movie that he did with Zendaya? I think it was called Challengers. I haven't seen that movie yet, but I've been keeping up with a lot of his films. I even like the movie I even liked his remake of Suspiria, not as much as the original, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to seeing this movie when it comes out. I may actually saunter my ass over to the theater to go see Queer in an actual theater. I might not wait until it comes on demand. I might actually go to the theater and see it. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so now, oh, you said it was Olivia. Did I say Olivia Rodrigo or I said somebody else? Child, I'll be forgetting stuff as soon as I say it. Okay, I'm gonna check. It's Kitty Cat. A Kitty Cat is saying that. Oh, you're saying a Katy Cat? Because I was like Kitty Cat. That they call Katy Perry's minions. I mean her fans, Katy Cats. But they said she's going through his ages a bit. She's 39. Madonna was 30 when she shifted into songs that are serious issues. Yeah, we're not going to sit up in here and use age as an excuse for why people are not checking for her. We're not going to do that because I do agree with you on that whole situation in regards of, yeah, that's a bullshit ass excuse. It's like, it's not ageism. The songs just are not good. Why is it so hard for y'all to just accept that? The songs aren't good. Stop making excuses. I was like, I had to make sure. I'm like, did I get it? Maybe it's taking a minute. Hold on, let me check. Well, it's not in my drafts. What's today? Oh, 8:02 p.m. Was this yesterday or today? Oh, yeah, I don't see it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I guess I'm going to just keep on waiting. I do have this Joaquin story. Send it again. Or is it my phone? Or is it the message is coming in slow? Because I got stuff from this morning. Okay. Let's read some more of these comments. But would Madonna be happy as an artist? She had more number one singles and a global bestseller. No, she wouldn't. It said it has nothing to do with age. The reason this album is flopping is because she worked with a known predator and people have caught on to her lack of authenticity. And how many times we gonna keep saying it? It's like we've been saying it to the damn cows come home. It's like the music ain't selling because it lacks authenticity. We've been saying it so many damn times. Like you're not giving what needs to be given in regards to the music. And it's no shade. It's just, you know, the music's not given. Yeah. I still haven't gotten it. I hope you ain't sending to the I hope you ain't sending to the wrong email. I was like, I'm not no shit, because I was gonna be up in here. I was gonna be like, I am not subscribing to no for no $9.99 a damn month just to find out the tea. When I can wait for the blogs to pretty much reveal, you know, the tea on the whole situation. Well, I do see people are talking about, but I see the Independent posted something. They said fired X-Men 97 creator hits back at Marvel and OnlyFans post. So did they actually post what had happened? Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. If it comes through, then we'll check. But anyway, let me move on with the show because we have how many more topics we got? Two, actually. Vote Tomatoes, the last story. So let's get to that. Let's get to hold on. Let's get to Joaquin Phoenix. Since we were talking about queer earlier, let's talk about his movie that, he was supposed to be a part of but declined. So Joaquin Phoenix has declined to address his controversial departure from Todd Haynes' untitled gay romance movie just 5 days before it was scheduled to begin filming. Phoenix, who's 49, was asked about the swift exit during a press conference for his upcoming movie Joker Folie à Deux at the Venice Film Festival on Wednesday, September 4th. It's so much I told her this is like Wednesday. It was definitely smart for me to come back today because I was like, so much tea is coming out, on the 4th. May the 4th be with y'all. Or that's May 4th, right? Anyway, so it says, I think if I do speak about the reasoning, I'd just be sharing my opinion from my perspective, and the other creatives aren't here to say their piece, and it just doesn't feel like that would be right. This is what he told the reporter when asked about the incident. I'm not sure how that would be helpful, so I don't think I will. Well, if you came to the conclusion of wanting to get this movie made, you were the one that came up with the idea. You were the one that came to the director, developed the film, all this other stuff. And then 5 days before you were supposed to start shooting, they built the sets in Mexico. They had the cast already locked. In 5 days, you stop. Why would you feel like it's not your place to speak up? Like, I'm confused. Why would you feel like, it wouldn't be right because it's my perspective? Well, I think in any kind of reasoning of anything happening, there's always going to be your side. It's always going to be their side. And then somewhere in the middle is the truth. And we as people got to figure out where the truth lies between what you're saying and what the director and everybody else was saying. There was a producer that basically was out here defending you a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it on the show. So I just feel like this comment that he made was a cop out. And it's like, I would have just been like, oh, well, just something shit happens. Things didn't work out. But typical Hollywood answer. Whatever, I'm not buying it. Because I'm not buying this damn Joker movie. But anyway, let's continue. The film, they said, from writer-director Haynes, who's 63, was said to be filmed in Guadalajara, Mexico. However, Phoenix never made it south of the U.S. border, and pulled out of the film a few days prior while he was in Los Angeles, per IndieWire. The actor was set to star in an untitled project as a man fleeing to Mexico with his new male lover. Well, with his male lover. They said Haynes, Phoenix, and author John Raymond developed the story. It appeared that production was on track before financials started to cause a potential rift in the production of the film, which has been shelved indefinitely. So I guess what they were trying to say it had to do with, I guess, maybe finances. But didn't they also say that him being a part of the film, he actually revealed that was the way that they were going to get a lot of the people on board to talk, like, to promote, like, to finance the movie, because Joaquin's name was attached. Yeah, that was the way that they were going to get him to be a part of it. Anyway, I am screaming. Who went and put 1-800-FOLD-MAIL? You know what? Let me get off my damn line. Sailor Mermaid, you was a mess. He just sent me that in a message. But anyway, I think I pretty much said all I need to say on this story. This was a non-story, actually, if you ask me. I'd have been like, you know what? I'm tired of people not standing on business that come out here and start saying stuff. If there was some, I'm sure there was probably, maybe there was some behind the scenes drama that was going on with the show. Who knows? But I say for the most part, you should just been, oh, things didn't work out. It is what it is, and that's that. First of all, okay. So I'm wrapping all this up right now because I'm getting distracted by this whole the mail situation. Now all the stuff is starting to come out. So even if this damn video don't come through, where I can hear from his mouth, I pretty much will talk about the information that I've gathered. So let me know what y'all guys think of this story in the comments down below. It's a lot of distractions going on today. I don't know. I saw something flicker in I don't know what's going on with my damn email, but it's acting weird because I did see that something did come through, but it's not showing. But it's the fold of mail for me that Sailor Mermaid just sent me. I'm keeping on no damn premium. It's about some bullshit on my website. But anyway. Gosh. Okay. I didn't say that you said you sent it again, but yeah, because I saw Entertainment Weekly pulled up something. But he posted a lengthy video, Chad. Okay, so now let's get into this final story because there's a lot going on. And yeah, let's get into this Bo DeMeo story. So he said that he's finally ready to spill the tea, and you're gonna have to pay $9.99 to get said tea from his OnlyFans. But look, it literally just dropped. I had somebody who was sending it to me in the thing. I don't know, for some reason it's not coming through. But since we live, we're just gonna wing it. I like to sing it, sing it, sing it like a bird on a wing it, wing it, wing it. I was just trying to say so I could wing it. But anyway, let me stop. Shout out to Madonna. So, former X-Men 97 showrunner is vowing to his fans that he plans to spill all the tea regarding his firing, but you're going to have to subscribe to his OnlyFans in order to get said tea. But Entertainment Weekly, literally about 45 minutes ago, dropped some, spilled some tea in regards of what happened. behind the scenes. So Bo DeMayo, the former showrunner and lead writer on X-Men 97, is breaking his silence after allegations of misconduct emerged in relation to his firing by Marvel Studios. Over Labor Day weekend, DeMayo signaled to his followers on social media that something would arrive this week, capturing one photo on Instagram as the calm before the storm, when he released a nearly 30-minute video statement to his OnlyFans page on Wednesday in which he called the accusations against him false and part of a smear campaign from the studio designed to discredit him while alleging what he called near criminal working conditions at Marvel. Now, I would have actually thought that he would have dropped this information, like not even dropped the information, but I could have sworn that you were getting your lawyer and stuff involved. Why wouldn't this hurt your chances at a case if you're spilling tea on your OnlyFans? But let's continue. I would have, if his attorney, I would advise him against it if there was a lawsuit going to be put in place. Now, so far, Entertainment Weekly did say that Marvel did not respond to a request for comment. He said, I first want to address the massive elephant in the room. The allegations being made against me are very serious, and I take them seriously. It's why I took some time for myself these last few weeks, one, to sit with my legal team and figure out how best to respond, but most importantly, just sit with those I love, those closest to me, and assure them that I will assure you now and what they already know. These allegations of egregious misconduct are false, he continued. The rumors being spread around about me online are lies and they're offensive, but more concerning is that they're a smear campaign designed to discredit my credibility. DeMayo stated that his legal team has forensic investigators tracking these attacks, scoops, and leaks so that we can hold those responsible, for defamation, harassment, and for inciting outright criminal threats of violence. Now, in March, a week before the premiere of X-Men 97 Season 1 on Disney+, EW confirmed that Marvel fired DeMayo as a showrunner, though he had already completed work on Season 2. No specific reason was given at the time, but he was abruptly pulled from press commitments. When asked during the interview, Marvel TV head Brad Winterbaum told EW that he wouldn't categorize DeMayo's exit as a firing, noted, we parted ways is the best way I could say. You pretty much fired him. Like, stop it. DeMayo disappeared. I hate when y'all be trying to put a little, sugar-coated topping on top of on a, a pile of shit. Just call it what it is. DeMayo disappeared from social media for a time, but returned and began posting behind-the-scenes tidbits about the making of X-Men 97 as the first season progressed. The situation took a turn last month when he wrote on social media that Marvel sent a letter notifying me that they'd stripped my season 2 credits over a piece of fan art he shared in June to celebrate LGBTQ+ Pride Month. And that would be this picture, because I have that already ready right here. Just so happens I had it. Now, the fan art in question featured an illustration of a shirtless DeMayo wearing Cyclops attire. A spokesperson for Marvel responded with a statement that said Mr. DeMayo was terminated in March 2024 following an internal investigation. Given the egregious nature of the findings, we severed ties with him immediately, and he has no further affiliation with Marvel. A source close to the situation told EW that the investigation involved sexual misconduct. DeMayo hired Los Angeles-based lawyer Brian Friedman, who asserted to EW in a statement that Marvel's response, as well as the allegations against his client, were part of Disney's playbook. Family-friendly on the outside, but secretly attempting to plant illegal, unconscionable items in contracts that silence the truth and stop the employee/customer from asserting basic constitutional rights. He promised to explain through detailed examples, which we will roll out in detail one by one. Disney model is very clear and a repetitive illegal pattern. Once it gets challenged or exposed, the gaslighting and redirection of the blame towards anyone willing to tell the truth starts through an eternal, well-oiled publicity machine. Well, I'm sure that it would be like some sort of David versus Goliath type situation. You have this gay black man who And I know there's gonna be people up in here because I've seen a couple of y'all on social media, specifically Facebook, that likes to gaslight and minimize his blackness because they said there's been certain things he's been putting on social media or whatever the case is. So you want to say, oh, you're not really black. First of all, y'all are not the Negro police. Stop it. So if the man says he's black or whatever the issue that's going on with him, that's between him and the man upstairs, if y'all believe in that. But for the most part, if he says what it is, let's go with it until said otherwise. So, DeMeo posted a link to his OnlyFans and his public social media platforms on Wednesday, noting that it would be the only place you'll hear the whole truth. In the video, he said he needs a safe space without fear of harassment or censorship to address the situation. And good for him that he decided to find the good old OF to spill the tea. And I'm sure somebody's going to take them, them clips and put them all over the social medias, taking money out of his damn pocket. Let him make his money the best he can. So anyway, let's move on. Now, he said, emotional trauma inflicted upon me while working on this series has taken me to some pretty dark places I'm not proud of, places that would have gotten a whole lot worse had friends and coworkers and family not rallied around me these last few months to remind me of who I am, because honestly, I'm just defeated and I'm tired. But I feel like Nene is tired, 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 tired. Not tired, not tired, but tired. TIDE. Now, DeMeo went on to claim that his identity as a black gay man was weaponized by Marvel execs and select crew members to undermine him, and that Marvel looked the other way. He cited unnamed individuals among Marvel brass and the X-Men 97 staff itself who use the same dog-whistling stereotypes favored by bigots, such as he's big, he's intimidating, too opinionated, angry, emotional, flamboyant, dramatic, a pervert. And if you would have said that shit to me, I'd have cussed y'all asses out. But then again, when you dealing with a job, you can't be doing that. You got to go to the union if he's a part of one. SAG-AFTRA. Is he part? Oh wait, he's a writer. He's not an actor. The Writers Guild. I was like, why don't you go to your? I mean, well, I'm glad he got his lawyers and stuff involved, but I'm like, why didn't you go to the writers? The Writers Guild of America, speak to the people there, and have your union step in. But I guess a lot of times when you suck it up and deal with it, because as a minority, there's very few of us that are in a lot of these positions. And so we just look down and do what we need to do. We deal with the gaslight, we deal with the microaggressions. We shouldn't have to. And I've always kind of felt low-key that Disney was very performative in their accepting of people who are from marginalized communities. I've always felt they were a little bit performative, but that's just me. He also claimed that the team member on X-Men 97 joked about showing DeMeo's thirst traps on Instagram to his underage son, who then asked, do they need to buy me shirts for Christmas? Wait, let me read that again. He said that a team member on X-Men 97 joked about showing DeMeo's thirst traps on Instagram to his underage son. First of all, now I need to call CPS on your ass because you giving me Chester to molest the tease. Why would you even be making jokes about showing? I'm going to show my underage son your half-naked photos. Like, who comes up with shit like that and thinks it's funny? But of course, if we complain about that, well, then you should be posing suggestively. You should be on your social media half naked. Oh, so now we sex shaming. Oh, so now we slut shaming. Well, I don't know what you call it slut shaming because, well, regardless of the fact, you shouldn't be sex shaming. You shouldn't be trying to weaponize my social medias against me. If I go to the gym all the time, if I got body yada yada and I want to show that shit off, they ain't got nothing to do with y'all over there. And y'all trying to use my social media. This is why a lot of times when I work in certain places, I don't let people know my social media platforms. I block. Now, there have been some people from jobs where it's like, I do have a lot of, when I worked at AMC, I think I got more people from when I worked at AMC as part of my social media, but they don't judge because we all were in the arts and this, that, and the other. So they know what I come with, but you're not going to come up in here and weaponize and use my stuff against me because then you will get cursed out. But I guess I'm different than Bo. It's probably why I've been fired from many a job because I don't take people's shit. But anyway. So they also wound up saying that DeMeo allegedly notified his team member that a person involved with the show was having a potentially exploitative sexual relationship with the PA, but said they apparently buried the report and instead colluded with the individual in question to discredit him. It is wrong for Marvel execs to roll their eyes when I raise concerns about being bullied and targeted on account of my identity and tell me to deal with it because these individuals are talented. This is what DeMeo said, adding that he was painted by top brass as difficult to work with for advocating on behalf of X-Men fans and adapting the comics authentically. They also hired DeMeo to work on Blade, and I did hear there was some story that came out about there's a slight update on Blade, but I didn't get around to reading it yet, so I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to check it out. Probably have to bring that to y'all on the next show. Let's focus. Today it said Marvel also hired DeMeo to work on Blade, the new movie reboot starring Mahershala Ali that's been stuck in development hell. They didn't say the hell part, but I'm throwing it in there. For years. Though he has since left the project. DeMeo said he was fired and his X-Men 97 Season 2 position was aggressively marginalized, which he claimed happened after he reported to the studio that someone involved in the project made a racist comment about needing to crack the whip. DeMeo said he believes that the X-Men 97 crew is still facing impossible pipeline demands and studio politics. DeMeo ended the video by saying he hopes he and his legal team can work with Marvel to ensure a healthy work environment and a proper investigation into workplace conditions that resemble some form of ethical due process. So yes, if y'all want to watch the whole full video, y'all can go and subscribe $9.99 a month over to DeMeo's OnlyFans page, because that's me putting the tea. And look, it's nice to see that some people out here using OnlyFans for other things besides playing with y'all ding-a-lings in your vaginas and having sex with other people. And look, we do need to talk about hostile work environments. There's been a lot of studios that have been called under fire in the whole Me Too time's up. Did we forget about all that? That, Hollywood does run on a different playing field than the regular corporate workplace. And it is fruitful and fancy free in a lot of those environments. I've worked in environments like that, where it's like fruitful and fancy free and everybody, there's no boundaries when it comes to certain situations. So I totally get where he's coming from. Now I know a lot of people gonna sit up here, Bo DeMeo's a liar, this, that, and the other. It's like, well, why is it so hard for people to believe him? But when it comes to other people, y'all give them a pass. I thought we gave the benefit of the doubt to the pretty people, the people with the body, and that are attractive. I thought we gave them the benefit of the doubt. But because it's Bo DeMeo, all of a sudden a lot of people don't want to believe him and want to call him a liar and make jokes or whatever the case is. So, I know that was a long one because it was a lot to break down. But I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. So, we will definitely talk about this more. I'm going to keep you guys abreast of the story as it develops. But in the meantime, definitely I want to hear you guys' thoughts. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Child, I'm looking at the time. We almost did a 4-hour show today. But anyway, so they got some casting news. They got Allison Brie will play Evil Lynn in the live action Masters of the Universe movie. That sounds like a pretty good idea. I'm actually looking forward to that. And then also like the Bo DeMeo story. And then, I got to watch that interview with James Marsters where he sat down on the Inside of You podcast, what is done by Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor on Smallville. I think he also does a podcast with Tom Welling, who still looks good. I was looking at him. The only thing that ages him, he has gray in his beard. Other than that, he still looks the same. I'm like, child, my generation, like we don't age. But anyway, so I need to watch that interview because I believe that he talks about how he fought against the controversial Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 6 scene where Spike attempts to essay Buffy. Remember that episode? That episode did rub me the wrong way. So he opened up about that. And child, don't nobody want to see that. Nutmeg McCain declined Dancing with the Stars 3 times because she wants to run for office. No, ma'am. Nobody wants that. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. But anyway, let me read some of these comments and then get up off here because this is a 4-hour show. He said, "Hell to the no." If he has to post on his OnlyFans for people to subscribe for his side of the story, it's a red flag. That and he must not be doing well financially. Well, yeah, he hasn't worked since X-Men 97. And I don't think that Bo DeMayo is someone who has been doing, I mean, he hasn't really worked since X-Men 97. I'm sure they gave him his severance pay. They paid him out, and now he's just whatever, surviving the best way he can. So, yeah, the OnlyFans coins is what's going to keep him going in the meantime. And, but here's the thing. That's why I said I knew from the beginning, and that's why I was going to wrap that into my stuff. But since it's already been revealed, I was going to be like, the only way that I'm going to find out the tea is basically if I'm gonna wait for the blogs. So as I said, I know that the trades, the the varieties, the Hollywood Reporters, the Deadlines, the Indie Wires, or even the Entertainment Weekly. I went on where did I go? I went on Google because I was gonna look it up and see what was doing. And then I saw the Entertainment Weekly posted an article on it. And I was like, oh, time to pull it up and see what they talked about. They did a whole article on it. And I was like, we got the tea so far. So he was saying there was a lot of behind the scenes shenanigans going with people, but I wonder if all this if he wasn't fired, would he have still just did what need to be done, tolerated the BS going on behind the scenes at Disney? So I'm sure like after all this comes out, Disney is probably, who knows, are they going to come out and they're going to say something next? Well, we'll see. He said he was often up against execs who wanted to try new things with the X-Men, like have Jubilee shoot plasma from her mouth or make fireworks. That's stupid. I was like, no, don't try doing things, because first of all, what that would have done, I mean, for those who don't really pay attention to the comics, they wouldn't have cared. But those who are hardcore, comic book fans and huge X-Men fans, they would have been pissed. So I would have been like, I agree with it. And I think that's why people respect his season of X-Men 97. That's why you hear a lot more people love the show than despise it, because he stayed faithful to the material. So if he was going to be faithful to I hate when people just be coming up here trying to do all kinds of, it's like, no. And this is the problem that I hate about studios. You always want to do some dumb stuff. Oh, I want her to shoot stuff out of her middle fingers. I'm like, that's so corny. We probably would have had a little cute little cackle for a second, but other than that, I was like, no. But yeah, I was like, look, while everybody else is Sailor Burberry, he talk about not $9.99. I wasn't paying that. I mean, unless you showing peen and asshole or whatever, that's the only way you getting me to subscribe to your OnlyFans. I'm not subscribing to the OnlyFans just to get, your story. When the blogs is pretty much gonna write it and I could just read what they said. So oh, see, you was on it. You said Joker Folia do reviews range from brilliant musical to collective punishment. So the reviews are mixed and rocky. So it's about to be a mess. But I'm wondering, did they reveal who's going to be on Dance with the Stars? So far, the only one I know is Anna Delvey is about to be on the show. But anyway. And here they go. They always got somebody corny from the damn dance. I mean, somebody from what is it? That stupid ass Bachelor automatically goes on Dancing with the Stars. We should have known that by now. But anyway, so well, yeah, collective punishment for everybody. But anyway, Let me take that out. I always forget to take that out at the end. So anyway, thank you all for watching. We are at the end of the show. This is a long show today. It was a lot going on. So thank you all for keeping me abreast of what's going on, especially, with this being a live show, all the crazy updates and stuff that was going on, especially since we had that Bo DeMayo exclusive. I may have to cut that video up real quick and throw it up online. So that way people could, get the inside tea and that video can get fraction. So I have to start doing a little bit of those edits tonight. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Tune in next time for a brand new episode of Chris Elmo Unfiltered. I'll probably come on Friday and give you all a show because I can't tomorrow. I'm actually working the Pearl Jam concert. They have 3 nights in New York. So I'm actually working that tomorrow. I know the Nicki concert is on Saturday. I ain't gonna be able to do that one because I have a prior engagement. But look, I've seen her show already. I already know what to expect. But yeah, September's about to be crazy busy. It's a lot going on. But yeah, we'll talk. And I'll probably be on Friday to give you all a show. Hey, what's going on with Tori Spelling and Phaedra Park? This tea going on with them too? Oh, are they actually on the new season of Dance with the Stars? I mean, quiet as it's kept. I could definitely see Tori Spelling going on there. She need the chat. So I could definitely see her on there. So you spilling tea on who's going to be on the new season. Why do I feel like Eric Roberts has already been on Dance with the Stars? And I thought Phaedra was on there too, but I guess not. I think the only 2 people and 3 people. Kim Zolciak, I believe, did Dance with the Stars. Nene Leakes, of course, did Dance with the Stars. And Kenya Moore did Dance with the Stars. Did Candy Burris ever do it? I don't think she did. But I have to check. I could definitely see Phaedra doing it. First of all, I'm wondering how they're going to assert her into the new season of Real Housewives because she came on literally as they were wrapping up the show. So yeah, I'll be on later on in the week, most likely Friday, and with some more celebrity news and gossip. So love you all for watching. Oh yeah, I saw that you said they're on Dance with the Stars. So I was like, yeah, I didn't hear about the list yet, but I have to look up to see who else is on it. They must have dropped that today. They've been dropping a lot of news. I feel like everybody's work started yesterday in most situations, but I feel like the entertainment world, today is literally the kickoff of everybody on their back in business and back at work. That's why I was like, starting next week would have been a bad idea because all the teams of September has not disappointed so far. September's been pretty messy. So, okay, yeah. Which I find funny because everybody be talking about Candy can't sing, but look, she won the Masked Singer. I know David Archuleta was on there too. I didn't see that season. But anyway, love you all for watching. Till next time. Ciao, dogs.